All right, we're rolling.
Let me know when. Hello, collectors. Here we are again. What is it, Rob? It's DTC 183. What is it today? I don't even know.
170.
170?
Yeah.
Man, we've been doing this for about 5 years now.
Seems like 20.
This is incredible. Well, collectors, it's another wonderful day. We're going to have a very special guest today. We have a world-renowned author, all-around nice guy, an expert in German edge weapons. Let me introduce Thomas T. Whitman. Come on in, Tom. Let the audience see you.
Nice to see you here, Nicky.
Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah,
Hey, welcome
it's a nice
to
place you got here.
DCT 170.
DCT 170.
Yeah,
you sure that's right?
It's something like that. Close enough for government work, Tom.
Yeah,
Don't worry
I guess,
about it. Don't worry about it. We're all good. But you know, first of all, we got to start with a pop. All right, that's the most important thing.
Do we do that?
Well, I know you're, a teetotaler, but today you're going to, make an exception.
Yeah,
so come over here. You take the
right,
primo spot, and we'll get your pop going.
All right. You sure you know you're in the right show here and all?
Yeah, DTC, DCT, something like that.
And I didn't know that my shows were taken over by Nicky, but it's a pretty good feeling. Now I know that if I'm sick or something, you'll
I'll fill in for you. I would have wore suspenders, but I don't have it.
I'll get you some for Christmas.
Awesome. I'd rather have a dagger, but I'll take the suspenders.
You want to pop, Bob?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, how about that? Nicky walking on and introducing me. Isn't that something?
Well, they have to know who you are. Sometimes I forget who you are.
Yeah. Tell them your last name.
Capo Bianco.
That's right. You guys remember Nicky? He did, what'd you do, 2 or 3 episodes?
I think I did 2 episodes before.
Yeah.
150, I really enjoyed doing that episode.
What'd we do? Samurais one time? And,
Yeah, Japanese stuff.
Bayonets, and it was all kind of fun.
U.S. trench knives.
Some good
Oh,
guns.
that's right, yeah.
Some good guns,
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah, German pistols.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Yeah, the guys really loved those.
That was
You knew the history so well that was really, really.
Some of those, like that high leader or honor pistol.
Yeah.
That was that's the most prestigious thing in my collection. I will never part
I remember
with
that. That was the one where you said you got the holster for free, and everybody was mad because they thought you should have shelled out a fortune for it. You know?
Well,
just,
those are non-collectors.
just a light one, Nicky?
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
And usually when you're collecting for years and years, and you find a great deal, or you stumbled onto an incredible bargain,
Right.
it's like the highlight. You remember that forever.
Oh, sure.
And if someone wants to make that into a negative, that's a shame.
Yeah.
But I was very fortunate and very lucky. I had no idea that was an original holster until I got it home and did some research because it looked brand new.
Everybody needs a little luck once in a while too, and I think if that woman just take this too, that goes with it. You're supposed to stand up and say, "Oh no, I want to give you $2,000 for that or something." When you've already paid a lot of money for the gun. I think that's a normal thing. You shouldn't have to do that. But,
and plus, I didn't know that was the original holster because it did not have the eagle, the party eagle on it. Most of the high leader or party leader pistols had that special holster.
Yeah.
And that didn't have it.
Well, that's water over the dam anyhow. It sure was a nice gun. I remember that.
Well, I'm not giving it back.
No?
I'm keeping it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. All right, we got a little pop. Did you eat anything today yet?
No breakfast. It's a
I haven't
tradition
had a
here.
thing either.
We all drink on an empty stomach. It
yeah.
makes it go down easier.
Yeah, or us go down easier.
Either way, it works out.
See you. Thanks
Prost.
for coming.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So what are we going to do here, Nicky? I think.
Going to read some comments today? Or?
Oh yeah, I had a couple comments. Can you hand me that stuff there? I'm not going to bore you guys with a lot of this because we're going to try to have a nice show today, which I'll get into what we're going to do after I do the comments maybe. But And just, yes, Nicky's got some stuff too he's going to show you, so you'll want to stick around.
Some
for
U.S.
that.
stuff I
Yeah.
brought over, just in case you wanted to see it.
Yeah, they'll love it. They'll
All right.
love it. You know, every week we get some comments from people that watch the last video, and I try to just read a couple of them to, you know, I want people to know that we are reading what they say and we're concerned and so forth. But, you know, I made that Prost and I didn't have a sip.
Well, you better catch up. I had 2 already.
Oh.
Wait, I didn't roll my eyes to do the Whitman roll. Watch.
Oh,
Woo!
yeah. Yeah, got to do that. I think you rolled them higher than I do, Nicky. All right. Here's a guy. He says, hello from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Do you have a store that I could visit and actually shake your hand and buy something? Cheers to you and Ob. Well, collectors, I don't have a store. As you know, Nicky, this cellar is just jam-packed with stuff. It's in rafters, it's in closets, it's under boxes, it's in boxes, and there's just no way that, at least the way we operate our business, that we could have a store with a showroom and so forth. And when you do that too, that means you have to have hours where you're open and, you know, all that kind of stuff, and it just doesn't go. But if you would like to come see us, you can do that if you let us know in advance that you're coming, and approximately the time and so forth, and we'll try to accommodate you. But I don't want to make it seem as though this can be a hangout. I just don't. We can't have people coming in here hanging out just because they want to talk about collecting or whatever. It just, we won't get anything done, and just the way it is. I'm not being unfriendly. It's just kind of, you know.
No, by invitation only. You're
Yeah,
very
yeah,
busy.
Yeah, we're busy, and I don't mean that by invitation only. It sounds like, oh, you're some, you know. No, we're not that at all, but it is nice to know that you're coming and that we will have the time so that we can help you too. A lot of times people come and if there's enough time, we'll show them my collection and stuff like that, so it winds up taking half the day or the whole day or whatever. So
Well, if he wants to buy something, he should check the website, and if that's what he wants, he can come and buy it. That's all.
yeah, that's another
Yeah.
thing. If you know what you want, let us know in advance. We'll get it out for you when you come in. So
I feel privileged that you let me come here. I feel like I have the golden ticket. You let me come here, you know, once in a while just to check out things, and it's very cool.
well, we can't keep you out, Nicky. You live too close. And, you know,
I did push myself on you, so. Yeah.
I didn't want to say that. No, it was a good push. I like that. I got to have something to smoke here. Somebody gave me a nice Cuban at the SOS show, and I forgot to put it in my humidor. It's been in my bag for a month, so I hope it's not all dried out, but we'll see. Maybe I'll
Well,
get a
if
break.
it burst into flames, we'll know it was dried out.
Oh, we'll see how it works out here. You couldn't have a video without Whitman smoke all over, you know. It's part of it.
Yeah, Nick, if you need to turn that fan up, feel free to.
I was going to actually add to it. Are you going to offer me a Denobly?
Oh,
Would you
yeah.
like it, Overly?
I would.
Wow, this is a good cigar.
Now you know why those Cubans are so expensive.
Yeah. So Nicky wants a Denobly. That's right. I forgot you do. You
Yeah.
do,
I don't like fancy cigars. I like those
Well,
cheap
you don't have
Denoblys.
to
I mean, those
worry
nice
about it.
Denoblys.
Don't have to worry about it being fancy with a Denobly.
And if I get addicted to them, I'm not going to break the bank.
That's for sure. All right. There you go, Nicky. I'll light
Sir.
you up. Try not to burn your shirt. You got that nice white shirt on here for us. Don't burn your mustache. Let me give you a little bit better. You should be all right there. Okay. So we covered that visitation business. Let's see what else we got here. Here's a guy that just says, I don't have a single piece of World War II memorabilia, let alone Third Reich. But love your videos and never miss one. I look forward to every Monday. Isn't that nice now?
It is nice.
So why would somebody do that, Nick? What do you think? That I mean, it's not Johnny Carson here.
Because you can't find this content anywhere on TV ever. That's why it's interesting.
I don't know whether it's interesting or not, but it is if you collect this stuff. But if you don't even collect it, I find it curious why somebody would watch it. I mean, thank you for it, sir. I really appreciate it, and I'm glad that we make you look forward to every Monday too. That's a good feeling. So
maybe he's on the drink with Bob Burns comment and all that stuff, you know.
Yeah. Oh, what early Bob Burns mentioned. Drink up.
Have a drink.
Yeah, we gotta give credit to Bob Burns. There he is. Yep. Yeah, there are guys there. That's their keynote to have a pop. They got to hear the Bob Burns first, and then they go. So, well, this guy goes on and on, so I'm not going to do that one. I just do this last one here. What's the story with the rubber yellow chicken hanging in the background? I assume they're talking about this, and I think most collectors that watch our videos, I guess this was around the fourth or fifth video that we did. I'm opening a box and I open it up and I'm thinking, oh, there's going to be a nice chained SS in here, you know, an honor dagger or something, you know, maybe some choice armbands, and it was a rubber chicken. Somebody just busting our hump, you know. It was pretty funny.
It was funny. I laughed, pretty hard when I saw that. Yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny. So that's the story.
He's our mascot, the rubber chicken.
Yeah.
The chicken will be hosting the next video.
Yeah.
Your Denobly all right?
Yeah, it's going good. It's burned sideways, but I like that.
That sounds about right.
It's like I rolled it myself.
Boy, this Habana is really good. Oh, it's nice cigar.
That would be wasted on me because I'm not a connoisseur like you.
I'm not a connoisseur. I'm addicted to tobacco. I guess it doesn't matter really, but you can tell the difference in tasting.
Nice and smooth.
Yeah, it's the Cuban cigars. I mean, you can't say that the Nicaraguan and the
Honduras, I think they make ones that are really
Dominicans, they all make good cigars too. They're very, very close, but a good Cuban is definitely in it.
When I travel, I usually buy Cubans in Central and South America and bring them home to my friends who smoke.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
I never smoke on myself because it's a waste.
How about if the custom agent stops you? You're going to get in trouble?
I never told them I had it, and I never admitted to it. They never looked.
Now they'll be locked up.
What's his name?
Collectors, I believe you call this smuggling.
Put him on the list.
It's smuggling. Yes.
Take it easy.
All right, that's all we're going to do with questions, I think. And the next thing, Nikki, Ob, and I, last yesterday, we went to a show in Union, New Jersey, and it's right outside of New York City, and it's the craziest show. It lasts for about 2 hours, Saturday morning, and you got to be in the parking lot about 6 o'clock before the sun comes up. And here's all these guys with flashlights in the trunks and looking around, and people buying and selling in the parking lot. And then the people that run the show, they let the dealers in around 7 o'clock. So then Ob and I, we go in with the dealers. You got to pay $20 to get in. That's cheap enough, I would think. And we run around, and we are out of there. Yesterday we were out of there at 8:30 in the morning, and I'll show the collectors what we got, because it's just amazing what you can do in a couple of hours.
Do you make deals in the parking lot, or you wait till you get in?
I make deals in the parking lot where I can. You know, I'm not one to not nose up and see what everybody's looking at. You know, If there's something prearranged, I've done that too, so I can really get home early. Just do the parking lot deal and not even go into the show. But it's a nice little show. So if I can get Nikki, if you'll hand me that box that you're
This one?
yeah, let's put that box maybe right here.
It's heavier than what you
Yeah, it's pretty heavy. Or maybe I should put it over by you and you can hand me the stuff.
That'll work.
How's that sound? Grab the bench and don't burn anything with that denobly. Everybody's telling me all.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Guarantees. No guarantees.
You're one to talk.
Nah, you're going to burn that, you know. So you can just hand me stuff as it comes, I guess.
There it is.
There we go. This collector's, it's no big deal, but it's a veteran's pole top. Nice condition. It's all brass, and this is something you like to see too. It's got a little RZM stamping on it. You know, you don't see that on all of them. But what it does tell you is that it was probably made after 38 or so, you know.
It's different though. I don't know.
I've never seen
I
one
don't
of these
recognize the
before.
pattern, yeah.
See that? Isn't that nice? Nice
Well,
little touch to it.
It's a good RZM stamp, but again, I never.
That pattern's different, yeah.
Veterans.
I thought you meant like the U.S. veteran brought it back. That was for the German veteran.
Oh, I'm glad
Oh,
you
okay.
said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because other people may say,
Yeah.
yeah. See, it's good. It's good, Dick. You guys know that Germany had many wars with the Franco-Prussian and World War I, and there were still a lot of people that were alive from that time, so they had a huge veterans organization that existed from those times. And the Germans were smart in that they honored those veterans just like they should have been. And they had them in parades and so forth. And then this was the pole top that was on one of their flags. So that's how it comes about. And somebody made this little wooden stand here to show it off. And so that's what it is. It's a nice little thing.
Ready for display, yeah.
Ready for display, yeah. Now what should I do with the stuff as I go through?
Here, give it to me. I'll take care of it.
All right, Nikki.
All right.
Yeah.
Can you take care of this real quick, Pop?
Yeah, I can take care of that. I need one myself. Yes, sir. You're all right, Nikki. You don't need another one. You're not in our league of drinking, I don't think. And,
You started
and you're
slow,
lucky.
but you caught up real quick.
Yeah. It's the way it works. And one for Rob. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to be slacking on the drinking here. It's part of the show, you know.
Might as well take it out of the bag for you.
Yeah, that would be good. Here we go. All right, now we're ready for the next item. And this, I think, is pretty neat. And you know what, guys? I really don't know what the hell it is. So
I don't know what it is
to you.
either.
It's absolutely original. I can tell by the feel of that fabric.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
typical material. It's got a canvas hoist with, those are the German grommets. We see these same grommets on the flags they use to conceal
Vehicle ID.
Vehicle ID,
IDs. Yeah. So
They're not
we're-
concealing. They're to show the Air Force not
for
to bomb
friendly
your own
fire.
guys.
Yeah, friendly fire. Yeah.
They want that to be as conspicuous as
and
possible.
That's right. That's right. Now, so what we got here, this is quite an interesting flag. And you hold this end, Nikki. We got it right side up? Yeah, we do. That is all, the skull is all separately done. And it's on both sides. See, it's on the other side too. All right. And we don't, a lot of you guys are going to say, oh, that's probably SS. I'm not so sure that it is.
Is it Panzer?
It's possible it's Panzer.
We haven't had any time to do anything with it
It's
yet.
also
yeah.
possible that it comes from the Weimar time. You know those guys, what was the name of the group there, Rob? That
We're saying the Brunswick,
No. The guys that
Stahlheim.
Stahlhelm, the Stahlhelm people, they use these kind of signals too. So I don't know what it is, and we're asking you collectors out there
So
that
what
are
is it?
knowledgeable, and maybe you guys know.
Well, at first glance, it must be pirates.
Yeah, I know. It's Captain Hook over
That's
there.
what
Yeah.
it is. It's a pirate's flag. It's 400 years old, and we didn't know it.
It's definitely a Jolly Roger.
I'll give you $20 for it.
Oh, thank you.
It's cool though.
Let's fold her up, Nikki.
Yeah. So if anybody can give us any help on that one.
Yeah, it's an interesting flag, though, isn't it? That's the first one like that I've ever had, so I'm kind of curious what it really is. Oh, yeah, this is a good cigar because it went out. The good ones go out.
Well, this Denobly must be good because it went out also, so I need your later.
I was just going to say, except for the Denoblis, they go out and they're not good. All right, Nikki.
Perfecto.
Now these two are the same.
Oh, the same? Okay.
They're the same. I'll show one. I don't know whether I need to show the other one, but these are, I think, pretty interesting things. Now this is going to go back to the Imperial time now. Now we had a skull flag. And
I know, this is, we got a theme going here.
we got a theme going, yeah. For you Imperial collectors that are experienced in, we may take that one out too, Nikki. What the hell? We'll show them both. When we see a skull and bones like this, and then underneath in the ribbon it says Peninsula. This is the 17th Hussars from Brunswick, and they were a very, very elite group. They actually fought in the Napoleonic Wars, and that's when this peninsula was a battle during the Napoleonic time.
Don't you have a couple of helmets for those same...
If you had a helmet like a pickelhaube with that skull on it, assuming it's not glued on there, you have something that's very valuable. So these are very nice, and it's interesting too. Inside here is the maker name, and underneath the name is a number stamped, which in this case is 13, and this beer mug, which is exactly the same with the same maker, but it's stamped number 6. So I guess if you bought a set of these, they must have numbered them. But they're this is all it's silver plated. I assume the tops are nickel based, but very, very nice. And for somebody that's into that 17th Hussar, boy, try and find them. They are really, really rare.
Got great patina to them too.
You should probably keep those, and you can drink your drinks in those.
Thanks, Nikki. I never thought of that. Yeah, but they're really nice things. So we will just do a quick job of wrapping them so I don't do any damage to them. Put a little rubber band around here. And what did we decide to do with? Oh, you got it over here. That's right. All right, Nikki. What do we got next?
Some cool looking medals.
Yeah. Yeah, this is an interesting little showcase here. As you can see, we've got a High Seas Fleet badge here. It's an original, and it's made by Schwerin. That was the prime maker of them. It's got the proper double hinge and all, and nicely marked. it shows some age, but still there's a lot of the gilding on it. And what collectors like to see is all this detail in the battleship. You know, you can see all the windows and cannons and all that stuff. So that's a nice badge. This is a what we call a general assault, and these are very, very common. I think if you were able to walk, you got one of these. But this one is just it's made out of zinc, and it's not marked on the back. And one thing I noticed on it when I was looking at it that's kind of strange, the catches on metals open from this side normally, and for some reason this catch is on there backwards. It opens from the right or the left instead of the right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the badge certainly looks genuine.
There's no
glance.
question
Yeah.
that the catch was never changed or anything, but you just wonder why that would be, you know.
Maybe he's a lefty.
I don't know, but I think it's just a factory quirk. See that? It's going the wrong way.
I would have never noticed that.
I noticed it this morning.
Yeah.
Right before I went to the bathroom. That's what made me go to the bathroom, because I wasn't sure what was going on.
Too much information here, Tom.
You're right. Well, you know how these things get to you, collectors. The next thing here is
Those are getting really, really popular and valuable.
very valuable.
Yeah.
This is the small size golden party badge, and it's absolutely real. On the small size, I'll let the camera look at this once I show Nikki, but in Socialiste, the O has to be an oval shape. On the big ones, it's a rounded shape. And on the reproductions, that's where they screw up all the time.
They make it oval.
Yeah. It's supposed to be oval on the small ones. So that's and what's neat about the badge too, it's got a clip on the back for a buttonhole, and plus it's numbered too.
Yeah, you don't see that too often. Plus it has a design on it too.
The smaller badges are only worth about half what the bigger ones are worth.
If you don't mind me asking, how much do the things like that go for? 'Cause I know I can't afford them.
No, well, the smaller badge, you're looking at about $1,500-$1,600, and once you get into the larger badges, at least $3,000. And then if you can
It's when you have the set, that's the
you can
key.
ID the man, because each of the badges have the guy's party number on them.
And if you have the set,
This one doesn't have the party number?
Yeah,
it
it's
does.
Oh, it
there.
does?
It does,
Oh.
yeah. See it down there?
Oh, so we got to do some research to find out who that is.
Right, yeah, exactly. And then we got a whole grouping of about 35 pictures, which all seem to be the same man. Look at that guy, huh? And you know what, Nikki? The bride is not too bad looking.
Well,
either
compared to some of the pictures I've
I
seen,
know,
yeah.
most of them are. So that's a beautiful shot. You can see he's an RAD officer. He's wearing his officer dagger and the nice brocade belt and
Yeah,
all.
he's a handsome guy.
He is a handsome, and the wife is not bad either. So I hope they had beautiful children. And then the rest of the photographs are basically all the same man involved in all of them. I'll just go through them quickly because there's a couple here that, yeah, this one is really interesting. We could blow that up.
Yeah.
See that, collectors, where there's just a
Not
great
just one,
shot.
but two.
Just a great shot
In
of
where,
RADs being worn.
hold on a second. There you go.
All right. And this is nonsense. This looks like the guy's with his mother-in-law, Nikki. That's got to be his mother-in-law, don't you think? And there he is, the same man making a tough guy look. Some more, and here's his bride. I don't know whether that's before. I think it's before he married her, because looks to me like he's an enlisted man there, and he was an officer in the wedding picture.
Oh, okay.
You know, so
Moving up.
maybe maybe who's in charge of promotions liked the looks of his wife and figured, oh, let's make him an officer. Huh? Who knows? I don't know. But it's a nice group of pictures. There he is. He's skiing. He's he is up in the mountains. He's being artistic, being next to a statue. But you guys can get the idea here.
That was actually a pretty cool picture of all those guys on the bikes.
Yeah, they're all on bicycles.
Yeah.
All RAD guys. There must be a couple of hundred of them, all on bicycles. And this is a nice shot of him too. I think he's got his dagger there.
Yeah, he's holding on to it. Now you know why they're always worn at that spot.
Yeah, right.
Because the guys were always holding it with their hand.
That's right. Nothing great here.
Looks like a firing squad right there.
Oh, they must be with a fiance again there. You know, when I look at these kind of pictures and all, you always wonder, gee, did he survive the war? Did he have a good marriage? Or, you know, maybe his children, some of them are in America today. Who knows? You know. Unfortunately, there's no name on any of these. This is a particularly interesting photograph with the...
Oh, that's really cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. Actually, I've never seen that type of standard on a car before, so it shows you how rare that is.
See, guys, I mean, imagine that blowed up and all.
Yeah.
That's a very, very interesting picture with that RAD fender pennant.
Yeah, one's a square and the other one's a pennant.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So here he is in typical photographer poses. Handsome guy, though.
The thing I find interesting in these old pictures is you see the buildings.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if you travel to Germany, you can find that building. It probably looks almost exactly the same if it wasn't blown up in the war.
It will be the same.
Yeah.
You know. So that's this is a whole grouping of photos that we'll probably just move along to somebody. I think maybe I'll get Ob though to take some pictures of the more interesting photos, so I have them on file. But I think that's really nice.
It's something I was going to ask you. I know it's a stretch, but some of those really cool photo albums you had a few months ago.
Yeah.
I would have loved the opportunity just to scan all of those pictures into my computer. I don't need the original, just to see those.
Well, that's all you need is the view.
Yeah.
No, some of those albums are. I mean, you can literally spend the whole day just going through them if you study everything, and then you'll get a sense of what's going on, who the man was, what his career was like, you know, all those kind of things.
When I see those pictures, it makes me feel like a time traveler.
Exactly.
When I can see those period pictures, I'm going back 80, 90 years in time, and you're seeing things exactly as they were, not from a movie or a documentary. I like to see exactly what was going on.
Well, you're right. And the good part, you can see them, but they can't see you.
Yeah.
But it is neat to be able, if you know something about the period and the uniforms and how things were and all, when you study those kind of things, you can really get a lot out of it. It's almost like reading a novel to a degree, you know. All right, enough on that. What else we got,
now
Mickey?
we're getting real daggery.
Oh, no, not that.
We're daggery. We can't help it. It's dagger time.
These are still the things from the Union show. This is an amazing dagger here. If you look at it, for collectors that collect Army types, you'll recognize that those are the initial production pack fittings. They're made out of brass and they're silver plated, and that real early grip. And the scabbard is also pack. You can tell that by see the width of these little lines next to the leaves. See how you don't usually see that on leaves. on the bands, how that is. Do you see that at all?
I see it. You know what I noticed?
That's a typical pack thing.
To the average or a novice collector, since you're an expert, you see it right away. When you put these Army daggers next to each other, you see how different the eagles are. But when you look at them separately, they look the same.
That's a great point too, collectors. You know, when you're looking at something, if each maker is almost unique from the other maker, and once you get into it, that's a lot of fun. You see all those little tiny details, yeah. Well, we'll put this one aside for just a second, and I'm going to show you what this is. This is really, really, really cool. Beautiful, beautiful etching here. The standard remembrance, in remembrance of my service time in the Panzer Abteilung Regiment 505. And then there's a number here, 636. I'm not sure what that might mean, but it looks like it must have been part of it. And then he has Aircraft Freiheit. It's a, what is it, honor, service, and freedom or something. 1938, 1945. Now what's happened here, this original owner of this dagger, obviously he survived the war, and as a Panzer guy, that's really something, because the dagger is early, and he had the blade engraved after the war was over, and he kept this as a remembrance of his service time.
I like that a lot. That's very interesting.
I think it's incredibly interesting, and my friend David, what's his name, Ob? David
Goldsmith?
Goldsmith, yeah, from England. He watches our videos, and boy, is he a great researcher. He will tell us what that Panzer regiment was and what they did, and we'll get all that information probably tomorrow. That's how he is. So then that'll really make this dagger come alive.
I'm going to put this right in my bag. I'm going to take this home with me. That's beautiful. I love stuff like that. That is awesome.
Just wait till we get the history too. I'll bet it's really great. And the fact that he survived too is really something. You know, these Panzer guys,
it wasn't an easy life.
It was not an easy life. How do you like that dagger, huh, collectors?
Well, the one of the great Panzer aces made a comment. He said, our tanks could take out 4 American tanks, but there was always 5.
Yeah, that was true. We had so damn many of those. What were they called? The American
Shermans.
Shermans. Yeah, we had so damn many of them. They just, you know. Well, it's like a colony of ants. It's pretty easy to kill 4 or 5 ants, but when you got thousands of them eating you when you're pinned down to the ground, you can't.
When you're busy blowing up 4 or 5 other tanks, one sneaks behind you and takes you out.
No, that's exactly it. So that's collectors, this is a superb dagger. You know what, I'll show you too, because I think it helps add to the authenticity of it. Remember I said this is an early dagger, and the man kept it his whole time, but I'll just show you because it's cool to see.
It should have the wide base, right?
Yeah.
Have you looked at it before, or is this the first time?
Well, first time, but
okay.
So I might get caught here, but look at that pommel, all
that's a little bit heavier.
Yeah, very heavy. Look at that. Look how nicely that's done. Absolutely perfect. And there you go. You have the straight tang, which was only done on early blades. And as I say, collectors, this is a pack dagger, even though it's not marked. So you know, you see stuff like that, it just, you know, it's right. At least I do. I think this dagger's a real treasure, depending on what David finds out about that Panzer group. But
it can only add to the value.
Oh yeah, something like this, you know, for guys that, if you want a budget or whatever, maybe you only want to have one Army dagger, but this could be really something special.
Well, I would definitely want to get a portopee for it, because it looks like it had a portopee, because you see the color differences.
Good observation.
So that's the first thing I would do, is get a nice worn portopee that would look perfect for that.
Yeah, you'd want something that's not going to be new looking, not worn out, but maybe a little fraying as it comes through the knot. Just perfect.
Make it look like authentic, sure.
All right, and then we'll show you what this is. This is another really really great dagger. For those of you that know the types, you'll recognize immediately that this is the first style Eichhorn crossguard, and again brass fittings. And this is the first style scabbard for Eichhorn. It was done before they just put the single screw in the back. They only did the 2 screws for a short time. And the scabbard is brass. It has a couple of minor things in it. I'll get them taken out and it'll be fine. And the reason they're in there is because the scabbard is brass. It's soft, you know. But then what you have here, well, the grip too is that's that real early stuff. Beautiful. You have a mint blade here. The cross graining's all in it. You see that grain, Nicky?
Oh yeah.
That's nice. And then on the reverse,
the early one.
the real early one,
Yeah.
33 to 35 Eichhorn trademark. So this is a great piece for people that are collecting types. I don't think you'll find a better example of that. And once I have these things taken out, it'll be perfect. So that's a killer too. I like this dagger a lot. Out of that show, huh? Not bad.
Good stuff.
Only a couple hours we were there.
There's another one.
What do we got here? Ah, here we go, guys. This is a complete piece with the original hangers and the original knot. Doesn't that look nice with the orange grip? And for you guys that know what you're looking at, you'll see that's got that hatchet beak, we call it, Nick. That's WKC. And the scabbard, let's just take a look. And WKC only used 1 screw in the scabbard. No screw there, 1 screw there. So we know everything is 100%. The portapay is really, I mean, just the tiniest, you know, not much. And the straps, they're not deluxe straps at all, but they still have really nice brocade. You got a little bit of wear here, but let's face it, you know, you're wearing this thing.
It looks right. That's the way it should look.
Yeah. And the blade on it is, well, you're not going to see a better blade than that. Isn't that nice, Nick? See there?
It's got some spots on it, but it's still in great shape.
Well, it's hardly anything. And there's the WKC. So that's a great piece also for you guys that are collecting types. You're not going to do much better than that, you know, especially when it's complete. You don't have to worry about finding a portapee or whatever.
We got a very interesting police bayonet.
Yeah. I'm interested in getting another drink here. How's your drink?
Yeah, sure.
What, you ran out?
Evaporated.
He's got a hole in his glass.
Yep.
Well, those were 3 pretty interesting
I like all 3 of them.
daggers. Yeah, there's nothing to apologize on anything there.
Somebody let Jack loose again.
That's all right, as long as Ob will. Collector's Ob's afraid of Jack, so we have to be careful, you know. It's like we have an alligator here or something.
Yeah, Rob showed me the scar in his hand for where Jack bit him.
Well, it was a love bite.
Yeah.
It was a love bite.
There it is.
Oh, okay.
It just means he likes you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes you, yeah.
Or you taste good, one or the other.
Oh, God. All right. Nicky handed me a police band out here, and he said that's an interesting piece. Well, it's very, very interesting. Let me get this.
It's going to be rural with that scabbard, right, Pop?
What's that out?
It's going to be rural police, right, with that scabbard.
Oh yeah.
Now you're seeing what happens with Cubans because they're hand rolled. They sometimes burn
Oh, no,
crooked.
that's right. Well, it was laying in the ashtray that way, so you're Ginobili all right? You need another light.
I need a light. It went out. I don't. Yeah, let me hold this way so I don't burn myself.
He's gonna get a shave with this next
No,
night.
turn it the other way.
All right.
Yeah. Well, that's a great cigar, though. Oh, I thank this person that gave me this Cuban. I can't remember who it was now at the SOS. That's terrible. Somebody gives you a $25 cigar and you can't remember who it was. That's not
It
right.
was like Felix or Fidel, something like that.
Fidel Castro.
Oh, the guy with a beard.
Yeah, the guy with the beard.
Didn't have enough hair over here, but yeah, that was him. Yeah. But what this is, and Nikki's right, this is an interesting a police bayonet, and as Robbie pointed out, when you see the brown leather, that's rural police as opposed to municipal police. And by and large, you'll see, I would say, 70–80% municipal police bayonets as opposed to rural, because the cities needed more
I need
police.
that for my collection.
Ah,
I need
well,
it. Yeah, I have a officer's police sword, and with the brown things, that would go perfect with it.
probably would, yeah. You can also see this. This has a mortise button in it and so forth, which is nice. It has beautiful stag grips with a silver eagle, not the usual aluminum eagle, which makes it really nice. And if you look closely with it, you'll notice that, gee, I don't think the hilt was shortened like they usually are, you know, because they were made in the Weimar time. That's because this piece was made in the Nazi time. Very, very rare. Most police bayonets, 95% of them were cut down, made from the Weimar time.
And they stuck the swastika on it. Yeah.
Yeah. What's interesting too, of course, the brown leather, and normally you're going to see staples in the back of the police fittings. On this one, they're screwed. See the screws there? And the reason they're screwed is that this scabbard actually is metal underneath, which is really an odd thing. And then to tell the whole story, you got a beautiful 13-inch blade, but notice the fuller doesn't go all the way down to the end.
That means it wasn't cut down.
It was never cut down. This blade was made during the Nazi period. So it was made as a proper blade would have been done by Holler. Look at the digits in that. It's unbelievable, the work that's in that. Incredible in that logo.
The etching on here looks a little deeper than I usually see.
It's very, very well done. It just is a really nice piece. I think too that feel how light that is. I think that the hilt is aluminum, silver-plated aluminum. So there's that's really a rare police bayonet.
Is there anything on the spine or any numbers on it?
No, they
Nothing?
wouldn't have done
Yeah,
that because
yeah.
it was all just Nazi made.
It almost looks like it's a real bayonet. Like you should be able to press that because it has all the proper mechanical
you
things.
you can. It probably needs
No.
a little oil.
Oh no, that's not moving at all. I think
Oh,
that's
you
just
might be right.
faux.
It may be faux. Yeah. It may be. But that's it's really something with it. The scabbard weighs more than the bayonet because the scabbard's
I
metal.
didn't realize it was metal until you told
Yeah.
me, because you see how smooth the
Right.
leather is. That makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
You don't have the
yeah.
usual push out from the runners
Yes.
on. So that's the kind of thing when you see it at a show, something like this. A lot of times people don't really know what it is. You know, it's a police bayonet. You know, but if you have a little knowledge about these, it's really fun to buy something like this because it's. I mean, it's not unique, I'm sure, but it's really a rarely seen item, and in nice condition too. So there we go. Another Union purchase in that 2 hours.
Okay, here's another bayonet.
Oh
Not so fancy.
no, nothing fancy about that at all. But You guys will notice that it has 3 rivets instead of 2. And you know what that means, Nikki?
Is that a pack then? Oh
No.
no, it's not.
It just usually when you see 3 rivets, Imperial. The Third Reich ones will only have 2 rivets in them. And also the pommel, the beak is longer than you would see on a Third Reich one too. The scabbard's not the best. It's got some dents in it, and this bayonet has never been cleaned. It looks like the guy that owned it was hammering something there at one time or another. But what's cool about it, wow.
Uh-oh.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Beautiful sawback blade.
Yeah.
And that was you could order that if you wanted it, you know, and it was an option. That drink's good. I don't think this one's marked. No, it's not marked, but that's not unusual. The grip plates are perfect. Something I see on the grip plates too that you don't ordinarily see, like on Third Reich pieces. See how the grip plates have metal between the bottom of the plate and the crossguard? That's not usually seen on Third Reich pieces. The grips come right down to the crossguard, but there's a little metal sleeve there. You see that, Nicky?
I see it, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just a little bit more expensive construction or whatever. So,
Not bad for being 100 years old.
yeah. At least. Yeah, so that's for you guys that collect bayonets. Sawbacks are always fun to own. And what do we got here, Nicky?
That is a very interesting naval dagger.
Oh.
The color of that scabbard, I've never seen one colored like that.
Well, what we have here, collectors, it's obviously a naval dagger. And what Nicky noticed is the gilt finish is gone from the scabbard. This guy had big hands. He was always, because the hilt itself still has most of the gilding on. It's the standard lightning bolt pattern. But what interested me when I first saw the dagger, it's the reason I got it. Number one, the silver bullion knot is just it's just incredible. Look at that. I mean, it's never been off there. It's all set in place. And number two, if you look at the pommel, guys, that is not an ordinary pommel. That is one of the changeover pommels from 1938. So what we know about this piece, and which would also account for the fact of the wear on the scabbard, this piece was made with a ball top originally, probably from about 1935 or 36. And then when the Kriegsmarine adopted the Eagle, they issued these changeover pommels, and that was put on. So this dagger, I think, is very historical. The grip is perfect. And now let's just assume this was issued in 1936 originally with a ball top. Just imagine all those years, war years and so forth, and look at that magnificent blade. It's unbelievable. It's brand new. It's just incredible. Isn't that one of the best Navy blades you ever saw?
It's beautiful. The dagger's been around the block a few times, but
Right.
he'd never taken it out of the scabbard.
He didn't. And of course, it's an Eichhorn, the 35-41 mark. But so this is a dagger for you guys that like something that saw some, war usage and so forth, but absolutely no abuse. This is only just from wearing it. But the guy never took the dagger out of the scabbard.
What's the original metal? Is that brass?
It's all brass, yeah.
How does brass get that like copperish color? I mean, where does that come from?
It comes from hand wear. First the gilt wore off, and then the hand wear and the grease from the hands and so forth. But what's interesting too is you can see how the hand didn't affect the recessed areas where the gilt was, and it's still there. So that's the way it originally was. So I think this is a really great piece. As you collectors know, I like naval daggers, and so that's pretty cool. We got anything else, Nikki?
I think you saying you like naval daggers is a tremendous understatement. I've seen your collection. It's one of the most spectaculars in the whole world, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Right.
Wow, look at this. Oh my goodness. Look at that, collectors.
You wear that one out.
Boy, look at those hangers, Nikki.
Yeah, that's nice.
Aren't they beautiful? I don't think I mean, those hangers look like they just came out of the bag.
Yeah, but you see that felt on the back so perfect.
Oh,
It was very little wear.
Right. And then the porta-pee also is in the same condition, but as you pointed out before, with the little lighter on that other grip.
So you know it's been there.
Well, what kind of dagger are we talking about here? Just for those who
Second
don't
model
know.
Luftwaffe.
We all assume you know what it is, but we
Yeah.
shouldn't assume that.
A beautiful orange grip, but I love this, how it's lighter here where the porta-pee protected it. And what else is interesting, the swazes are still gilded.
Usually I only see that on acorns.
That's not an acorn.
Yeah, that's not an acorn.
It's so well preserved that it's on there. It's even better on the other side.
Can I see the, yeah, I love, turn it real slow. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
That's probably hanging on a wall or something for 40 years.
Well, the man that was issued this did not wear it much. And another
What's the
reason,
top of the cross guard look like? It's just...
yeah, it's the engraved kind of oak leaves. And what we're seeing here too, going in with what we were saying about we don't see any wear here, look at the airplane gray finish on the scabbard. It's absolutely perfect. This is a mint dagger, assuming the blade is nice, which I think it is. Yes, it is. This is a mint dagger. It's got the one screw here, so that's going to tell you it's going to be a WKC, hopefully.
All right.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah, that's really mint. That's got some nice cross grain in there.
But this is about, you know, for you guys that you want to just have one second Luft for your collection, and you want to have the original accoutrements with it. I mean, everything is just...
I'm going to have to bring my second bottle and trade you for this one. I need an upgrade. Almost, this scabbard is so nice. I feel like we should be wearing white gloves before we touch it.
Well, some collectors will say that. Whitman, why aren't you wearing gloves? But that is truly, that's the best you're going to see.
I especially like that it's never been cleaned.
Right.
I like that.
Right.
Well, just to see
But
that
yet
in
it's still
the,
new,
yeah,
like.
yeah.
you
Still
see
has
the
an
gild and the
infinitive.
swash too. You just don't see that. Not on WKCs. Is it both sides too?
Yeah, there was on both sides. I think the back was even nicer.
Back's even nicer, yeah.
That's really odd for that to be.
Yeah.
And look at the grip too. Beautiful. There's no hits in it anywhere.
Yeah, the way that turns too.
See how the color turns, Nikki?
Oh,
Really
it's a
nice
night and day.
Yeah,
From bright yellow to pumpkin.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, as we had said before, Nikki's going to grace us with a few pieces from his collection, which is lined up here. And we can't wait to hear about it, but God, we need another drink though.
Absolutely.
Oh, so
Gotta get a pop.
gotta have to have a pop. Nikki needs a little more ice, and oops, I'm gonna put that.
Take it easy.
Yeah, I almost hit that gun with that thing.
Don't worry, that gun can take it.
Yeah,
I'm sure it could. I'll just give you a little, Nick, or
Just a little. That's enough.
just want to drop.
Yeah, a little bit of wham in there to
Yeah.
soften it up.
Oh yeah, we'll do that. Bob, you're okay for the moment?
Yeah, for the moment.
All right, and put a little wham in here. Boy, I'm dying, Nick, to know what this stuff is. It's so beautiful. But let's get things in order here. We got to have these drinks made. How the heck are you going to talk if you don't have a drink? Stir you up a little bit. I hope it's not too strong. You're not getting drunk, are you?
Not yet.
You're not
You'll
going to
find
lie
out.
to us?
I will lie to you, but you'll know when I'm lying. When I go, I'm not drunk.
All right. Well, here's to you now. Remember we said Nicky was going to show some stuff from his personal collection. So you're into a lot of different things. But
I
what do we
collect a lot
have
of
here,
things.
Nick?
This, I hope you guys find interesting. This is a 1917 pistol, revolver, that was made in World War I for the U.S. because they did not have enough 1911s. That was the traditional or standard sidearm. And
Well, the 1911 was automatic, right?
yes, it was
So
automatic.
why would they make a what do you call
Well,
it?
there's
Revolver.
a revolver.
Yeah.
A lot of the old timers and cavalry guys did not like the 1911. It was a newfangled device.
gotcha.
They didn't
Yeah.
like it. It could jam up in the mud in the trenches and things like
Yeah.
that. And they
So the
found
old school guys.
old school guys. And in 1917, they found that some U.S. soldiers were trading their 1911s for Webley pistols, which
Really?
was a
That's a
4.55
British
British
gun,
gun. And they
yeah.
liked these heavy frame revolvers because they were dependable. You could throw them off a building, dunk them in mud, and they still worked perfect. That's
So
why they
there's
liked them.
not any way you can really damage this thing.
Well, yes, it'd be
I mean, with
difficult.
normal
This
stuff.
is extremely heavy frame revolver, and it was very dependable.
If you dropped it on the concrete, it'll get
will be
scratched,
fine.
but
Yes,
it'll still
it'll work.
Yeah.
This was developed in early 1917 by the U.S. using, because we were already making Webleys, Colt and Smith & Wesson were making Webley pistols for
Oh,
the
I didn't
British.
know that. I didn't
So
know
they
that.
modified that existing frame to accept the 45 ACP round. An ACP round, it just stands for automatic Colt pistol. And that is the same bullet that goes into a 1911.
Wow, look at the size of
Man.
that thing.
And
He'd be on the receiving end
Boy,
of
this is a
that.
dirty Harry gun.
this is a dirty Harry gun. It's the same like the U.S. They like their 45s. They still
Yeah.
use them today. A lot of soldiers forget about that 9mm. They still use a
like the
1911.
45, yeah.
It's got that stopping power. So they went to this frame. They quickly developed it within months, and they had them shipped out. It was a very quick turnaround, but they didn't want to bring a separate ammunition into the European theater. So the design specifications was to have this heavy frame revolver shoot an automatic rimless cartridge. So to
I
do
don't
it,
understand what you're saying. They were using they wanted to use the existing ammunition
Yes.
that was over there already.
yes, and they didn't want to have to ship a separate. They didn't have logistics in World War I like we have today, and even in World War II, it would have been a lot of paperwork and confusion to have two 45 calibers, one rimmed for a revolver and one rimless for the 1911. So they developed a revolver that shoots a rimless 19.
Well, when you
11.
say rim and rimless, what are we talking about?
All
here?
right, when you have an automatic, let me get one of these bullets
Don't
out of here.
explode
Oh,
anything.
no, it's fine. When you have an automatic, there's no rim sticking out. So when you go into
Oh.
a revolver,
Oh, I see. It's flush with the rest of the shell.
Now this particular pistol was designed.
Don't load it. Don't load it.
Well, I'm not going to leave it out. Just you'll see what I mean. If you put it in, it'll work fine in there.
don't shoot
but then
that.
you can't eject it. And so
Oh,
you
I
have
see,
to
yeah.
turn it upside down and drop it out or get a stick and punch it out. But when you use the half moon clips and you put it in, you load it, you can eject them.
Oh, that's
Oh,
great.
isn't that cool?
Yeah.
That's how you can quick
so
load
that's
it.
this all
Is
rigged
that what they
around.
call that, a half
I
moon
thought it was
clip?
Half
just
moon
to,
clip.
just to hold the bullets, but that's a
It
functionary
makes it easier
thing.
to load. It's like a
Yeah.
speed loader. You can load 3 at a time.
Yeah.
But it's also the main purpose was to eject the shells quickly so you can reload.
So this just dropped into here. Is that?
Well,
how-
it clicks in to the side.
I see. Yeah, you just push it down.
You
and
snap it into place.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so that is to make it easier
So that
for them.
that whole little clip would go right into the barrel,
Yes.
just like it is.
Yep, all 3. Then you put each one of these is a full load. You have 6 rounds.
Wow.
This particular ammo pouch is what we call new old stock. A lot of stuff was made in 1918 for the U.S. Army that was never used because the war was over pretty quickly after we got in. So this was actually put into storage, and I purchased it, probably like 15 years ago, and it's dated 1918. and it looks like the day it was made.
Yeah.
So you're saying they made these up, but they were never really.
They were never used because the war didn't last long enough. By the time we got over there with all our equipment, the war was over.
Well, the war lasted long enough, I'll tell you that.
Well, we got into it very late.
Yeah,
very late.
Into 1917.
So a lot of this equipment. So this particular rig is all World War I stuff. This is a World War I pouch. I forget what I even have in here. Probably a lot of extra. Oh, a lanyard that came with the pistol.
What do you do with that? Oh,
this is most guys would wear the lanyard, so you would put it over your shoulder. Oh. And so you would keep it in your holster, but if something happened and you got like blown up or shocked from it, you still had your pistol.
Yeah.
It was attached to you.
Wow. And these are metal.
These are the clips, the half moon clips. I have like a whole lot of them.
I never saw them before. Are they hard to get? Or?
No, they're a diamond does it basically. I exaggerate, but they're relatively inexpensive. So
but still, you're right. The
they're
condition
not a dime
is just
for
phenomenal.
a dozen of them.
No, that was an exaggeration. They're compared to a lot of things. They're very easy to come by, and they actually make them modern. Most of those, I think, this metal one is a reproduction. The one that was clear. This is like a repro.
Yeah, that doesn't look as good as the other ones.
These two are original.
Yeah.
I find that the repros don't fit just right. The ones that are 100 years old fit perfect.
Yeah.
So go with the old ones. Don't buy any new ones.
Let me just ask, what happened here? What is that?
I have no idea. It's not blood.
No, I don't know. Blood would have turned black a long time ago.
I don't know why that's there, but it was there. And there's the date.
What's up here?
That's the date when it was made.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
It was 1917, I think.
That's what it says. Yeah. Can you show me the markings on the gun, Nick?
Yes, sure. Okay, this is I think very interesting. This shows the model number. This is U.S. Army model 1917.
Wow, that's cool.
And that's the serial number. They made Colt. This is a Colt.
Yeah, but the serial number is only 3 digits.
It's 4 digits, actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is one of the first 10,000 ever made in 1917, early 1917. They made 100, I believe Colt made 153,000 of these, and Smith & Wesson made about 151,000. The Smith & Wesson looks almost exactly like this, but they're different. It's like most of the parts are not interchangeable.
Oh,
between
really?
the two.
Why would that be? Because they're competitors?
It's just they made them independently. It was very quick. When they gave this order in 1917, each company manufactured this very rapidly with the specs they were given, and some of the parts were different sizes. If collectors they'll notice that. You just know, not interchangeable. It's very important to know. There's the Colt symbol right there, little horsey. And then we have the inspection marks from the U.S. inspector.
What horsey?
Right here. It's a little faint. It's faded.
What is it, a horse head or something?
No, it's just actually a stallion.
Oh, a stallion.
Holding 2 spears.
It's a Colt.
A Colt, yeah.
Oh, a Colt. Okay, gotcha. Boy, I really know very little. So
I thought saying it was a horsey would have been good enough.
Yeah, horsey, I would have
Horsey, yeah.
And that's the inspector right there, the military acceptance mark. That means it was accepted into the U.S. military. And Colt DA-45. The DA means double action. And let's verify, I didn't leave the bullets in. All right, double action means you pull the trigger and it pulls it back.
Don't fire it.
Most pistols in the 1800s were single action. You had to pull it back to fire it.
Right.
This is double action.
Like a P-38 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So DA was marked on that because not all revolvers were double action. And also, this is the patent numbers, right? All that information right there.
Let's see if I can get that. That's tough. Tilt it back towards you a little bit, Nick.
Did only officers carry these guns?
No, anybody could carry these.
Yeah. You just requested it and they sent it to you?
I don't think you requested it. Like, if you were issued it. Yeah, I don't think the military, you get to request things. They give you what they give you, and you got to take it.
Sorry, collectors. I don't think I got it.
Well, here's the most the most important part for a collector is this part right here that says United States property. This is what all collectors would have seen on their military pistols. When it's stamped right on the pistol, you know it was issued to the U.S. government.
Well, does that mean they might take it back someday, Nick?
Well, maybe, yeah. The way this administration is going, it wouldn't surprise me. So, yeah, this is a very interesting pistol revolver that shoots an automatic pistol round. And this is one of the original holsters. When I got this pistol, it was just by itself. And if you mind, I'm going to tell you a quick little story. I bought this pistol from a friend of mine's father. Albert Hickman, my friend Tom's dad, carried this weapon in World War II. And
Really?
this was issued to U.S. soldiers in World War I. They put back into the arsenal and then reissued because they didn't have enough pistols.
Yeah.
So this was carried by a tanker, a guy in a Sherman tank.
Oh, yeah.
And my friend's dad, Albert Hickman, a true American hero, he traded this gentleman a Luger for this pistol. He got a Luger in northern France before they went into Germany, and he traded because he didn't like it. He thought it was a piece of junk. Mechanically, he's an old school guy, so he thought this revolver was awesome, so he traded straight up to the tanker, and he carried this through the rest of the war, like through 1945, in a shoulder holster, and he brought it home, and this gun he kept under his pillow or by his bed for the rest of his life. Wow. He showed it to me when he was in his 80s, and I said, I want to buy that from you. And he says, no, it's the only pistol he kept from the war. And he says, after I'm gone, my son could sell it to you. And that's what my friend Tom sold me this pistol after his dad passed away. His dad gave him permission to let me have it, to allow me to have it.
You didn't help him pass away to get the gun, did you?
Well, I left banana peels all over the house. No, he was a great guy, and he told great stories about the war.
So, a gun like this, 1917, and yet in World War II,
yeah, it was used in both wars.
Guys wanted to.
Well, who don't want to use that? That thing's a cannon. I mean, come on. I'm sure that guy slept great every night with that on this.
This holster was used in World War I. It actually has the unit markings on it. They're hard to see.
Yeah,
but most of the guys, I would say most, I would say all of the people in World War II used shoulder holsters.
Oh, really?
For this,
Yeah.
yes. They wore it in a shoulder holster. And the
Were
tankers,
you bending over from the weight of it, or?
well, they got used to it. Believe me.
No, that's a heavy gun. I mean, it's not like a lightweight thing.
That's unloaded too. So.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool, Nick.
And which everyone just, I'm going to show you this real quick.
It fits into this holster.
Oh, it fits in there perfect. Oh, let's put it in.
The holster looks too small for it, but
well,
let me see. Yeah, look at there.
It goes in. I don't put it. No. There it is. There it is.
Off and no.
There it is.
Oh yeah, there we go.
That's how it fits. Now I want to show you something real quick. That everyone thinks that this is a left-handed holster. You see how it is? You think it's a left-hand? It is not a left-handed holster. All cavalry holsters were made this way because you wore it on the right side of your body.
Oh, really?
Yes.
With the stock?
And you had the lanyard on, and when you because you had your sword on your right side.
Okay.
You carried your pistol on this side, so when you pulled your pistol out with your left hand and then transferred it to your right hand to use.
I got you.
So this is and also it was like this, so when you're on a horse, the holster is not like down here. It's like this is how it was. You're riding along and you had to get access to it. So this is a cavalry style holster.
Gotcha.
And that was the style in World War I because it was just shortly after the 1800s, and this is how a lot of things were.
What's all this now? Is this in addition to it, or
no? This goes with an actual 1911. Okay. So this is World War I stuff, and this was a World War I helmet. That was interesting. It's got a nice little.
Got all the finish on it yet?
The gentleman's name is in there too. Wow. His name was R.C. Merriman, and that's all his unit. And all that stuff right there. I don't know if you get that, Rob.
Oh, it's got the chin strap and everything yet. Wow.
It's remarkably good condition for a 100-year-old helmet. But that's an interesting helmet. So this is like what I call this. This is my World War I rig. Mm-hmm. You know, I told you before I like to have all the accoutrements to something.
That's really cool. You like that, collectors? I like that, and I don't know anything about it, but I liked it.
And so this is, now we're going to get to World War II. That's a World War II helmet. And then this is American.
Yeah.
And this is a 1911 rig. And this is all World War II web gear. that was all World War I. Except by the brown color.
Yeah.
You saw the difference between that color was brown,
Yeah.
and this is more of a olive drab green, and that's the holster. Now, this pistol, everything in here is authentic except the box. All right, this box was made in the 1950s from a Colt factory box, and some gentleman bought 1,000 of them and had the original World War II stamp, and he put it on there. So I don't want to fool anybody. This is a really cool box.
Now the box is like brand new. So.
Yes, but it's not the one that was issued in 1943 when this pistol was made.
And that plastic bag wasn't issued in World War II.
No, that I had my lunch in that yesterday. So
some bologna in there or something.
Little mortadella.
Yeah,
that's an Italian bologna.
Yeah.
All right. So this pistol, this is a 1943 Ithaca
wow, look at that
pistol. Here, let me make sure that it is not loaded.
And is that a 45 also?
Yes, this is a 45 ACP, the same exact bullet.
It's in mint condition.
This is one of the nicest ones I've ever seen.
Look at the finish on that.
I actually searched the world for like 3 years to purchase this weapon. Let me put this hammer down.
Wow, it's beautiful. Beautiful gun.
And this is also, they didn't make lanyards in World War II.
Yeah.
This is a brand new lanyard that was made in 1918. That was new old stock, was put into storage, and they reissued in World War II.
So it's a period thing then.
It's a period thing, but it was
not to the World War II period, the World War I period.
Yeah, but they were issued in World War II from the old stock. And this is the original brush, the tool, the wax paper that goes with it. Oh, and here's the cleaning rod also. I forgot that was in there.
Wow.
So it's almost, it's not almost, it is a complete rig.
Nobody's ever cleaned that pistol.
No, it's never been used. Actually, the pistol's never been dirty. So there's no reason to ever clean it.
Pistol probably never was shot, I guess.
No, I don't think it. I even doubt it was even test fired, because during the war, not all weapons were test fired. They will pull 1 out of 50, 1 out of 100 and test fire at the factory. They didn't have time to do that. It was like, they just assumed it was going to work.
So 1 out of 100, if it worked, they figured the rest of them were okay.
Yes.
Any numbers on that?
Yes, this is a serial number right there.
Oh, okay.
And United States property. And this is something, I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but there's a difference in the front of the upper slide has a slightly different color right here than the rest of the gun. Can the camera pick that up? I'm not sure.
Yeah, a little bit. You can see it.
And that is it for
Bob is a good cameraman. He'll
for collectors. If you're going to buy a pristine 1911, you want to see that, especially when it's Parkerized for World War II, because when they tempered the steel on this upper slide, they only tempered that much right
weird,
here.
You know?
And then they immediately did the Parkerizing. And the Parkerizing didn't adhere the same to the untempered steel to the tempered steel.
When you say Parkerizing, that's the finish?
That's the finish. They used to...
It's kind of a dull finish.
It is.
It's not like a real blue or something like that.
It's... Well, bluing was preferred, because it protected the gun better in long term, but bluing took as a 3-hour process. They had to dip the gun, and it was time consuming, and Parkerizing, I believe, took 15 minutes.
Oh, well,
so that's the main reason most...
But it did protect it from rust pretty much, or what?
Let's see the other sides. Yeah.
That's Ithaca Gun Company in New York.
Are they still in business?
Well, I'm not sure. I think they are. They make shotguns.
Oh, okay.
I think they make shotguns. They probably make other things too. I'm not aware of.
Boy, that's a beauty. Wow.
My collecting's stuck in the like 1945 and before, so I'm not sure what they do and for modern stuff. But it is the person who was issued this weapon never used it, and that's clear.
And he never cleaned the thing either.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just obvious. And what was this tool here?
That's a takedown tool. That helps. That just pushes out the pins, and this is actually for the.
No, don't take it down.
I'm not going to take it down, but this is the only tool you need to disassemble it completely. But you can just take it apart in seconds to clean it. You don't need the tool to take it apart. This is for doing like fixing, replacing the firing pin or something like that.
I see. Yeah.
So you don't, and this is also, you could tell it's never been used. There's no wear at all. So it was never used at all.
You could tell somebody that this is the box that it came in, and I would believe it, because
you know
the gun is in the same condition as
if
the
enough
box.
time goes by, I may say that one day, but it's hard for me to lie. So yes, everything here is original, except the box was a repro.
No lion, Nick.
Yeah, there's no point in it.
What about the helmet, Nick? Is it marked? Is it named or anything?
The helmet is not named.
Can I see the liner in?
Yes, you can tell it's got the early liner that they used in World War II. And of course the helmet. This is a swivel bale, which is later in the war from 1944.
Yeah, that's cool.
This is, they call this the steel pot.
Yeah.
Use this to get water, cooking, you know, go to the bathroom, who knows.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into that. But it has that dull black finish that they used in 44, 45.
Well, everybody has to do it, though, Nick,
And modern, like even towards the end of the war, they had a different type of size thing. You tighten and loosen that knot to make it different sizes.
It's got the guy's name on it on the back.
Actually, it's just it might be a serial number. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that number. It doesn't look long enough to be a serial number, so I didn't want to say it was, but
I'll play it in the
264.
pick 5 tonight, right?
Yeah, 26403. Whatever that is.
Sounds like a serial number, yeah.
Yeah. But usually it had an O in front of it.
Nice helmet. Nice helmet.
And like the earlier ones are called fixed bale, which this is not, where this did not swivel, but they tend to break. They broke a lot.
Yeah.
So they they switched over to the swivel bale, which was more
expensive to do, though.
but it made it when you had the fixed bale and you dropped it, or it got thrown somewhere and it broke off, then the helmet was useless.
Yeah.
So the expense was worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the helmets lasted a lot longer with the swivel bale.
Wow.
Right. And the holster is in really good shape. It's a little stiff, of course, because it's, you know, old, but you can tell by the color it's very little wear, and that's a 1944. This pistol was manufactured November of 1943.
Did the pistol go in this holster? Or
No, I got the pistol separate. I bought all this separate.
Don't put it in it though. I don't want to wear it at all.
It doesn't. Yeah, I put it in once to see if it fit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? Because the only wear on this pistol is from going in and out of the holster.
Yeah, it was
right
in a
there.
couple times. Yeah.
Yep. So you see that little bit of wear that's all.
No, forget it.
Throw it away. It's no good. So that's the
piece of crap.
My World War II and World War I 45 ACP pistols.
Wow, well, thanks
and they're
for showing
completely
it.
different.
Yeah, they were really. That's
That was
great.
really interesting. I learned a lot from that.
Okay, Nick, what do you got here?
Hello, collectors. I have a couple interesting things I hope you find interesting as I do. This is an M1 Garand rifle. This is the standard issue rifle of the U.S. Army in World War II.
That's a beauty.
We started the war mostly using 03 Springfield bolt action rifles, and then they switched over as quickly as they could manufacture these to give one to everybody. General Patton actually said of the Garand, this is the greatest battle implement ever devised. He says this is basically one of the reasons the U.S. were successful in World War II. It's a very effective rifle. It shoots.
Looks heavy, Nick.
It weighs 10 pounds. It is heavy.
Yeah.
Every soldier, when they first hold it, they say, man, this is real heavy. But after a couple weeks of combat, it's like a feather. When you realize what a worthy weapon it is, it becomes lighter in your hand.
You got that right.
So it is unloaded. And a lot of people, you see them with TV shows and stuff. I have to mention this because it makes me laugh. When they load the Garand, they push it in, and they don't push it in all the way, then they hit the arm trying to lock it. That's not how you load a Garand. You hold it back, you push it in to let it fly. And sometimes they say, oh, you get Garand thumb. If you let your thumb ride and get caught in there, I can't imagine someone doing that. But they say it happens.
You'll do it once.
Yeah, it's very easy. You push it down, let it go, and it loads. That is it's a genius design. The gentleman who designed this was a mechanical genius. And there's the bullets it uses. These are 30-06.
Yeah.
Very big bullets. Very similar to the 8mm bullet that the Germans used in World War II. Almost identical in size. And almost the same type of power also. Very good for long distances. The Garand used bayonets. Early in the war, they used the 16-inch bayonet. And you can see, these were originally made in World War I and they reissued in World War II. Mostly Marines in the South Pacific, and the Pacific Theater, I should say, used these larger bayonets because it was effective in jungle warfare, but it was unwieldy and cumbersome for the average soldier. So in the European theater, they mostly used the 11-inch bayonet. I'm going to show you the different types. This is an original 11-inch bayonet. You can see by the fuller or the blood groove that it stops right there. And this is the normal cut of the bayonet. And then this bayonet and this one were 16-inch blades. You can tell by how the fuller goes all the way through, and they were cut down to be used in World War II. And there's different cuts. There's probably about 7 or 8 different types, but this is called a Bowie cut, and this is a spear cut. Different types.
That's interesting. Who knows about that?
Very few.
Yeah.
So they had all these different types of the use of it, and I guess it was up to the person who was cutting it down at the factory what they felt like doing. I guess they had the ability to decide how they cut it. So I don't know if the soldiers didn't cut this down. This was done at the arsenal. So that's an M1 Garand and different bayonets that go with it.
Good stuff, Nick.
And also I brought, to show you guys, a carbine. This is an M1 carbine. You say, why is everything named M1? And that's a very typical question of U.S. military. In World War II, they decided towards the beginning they're going to name everything with a military designation. So everything was M1. The first of it. There's like 30, 40 things that are M1. This is an M1 carbine. This is an M1 Garand. There's trucks, bombs. Everything is M1. And so that's how basically it gets confusing. There's a lot of M1s everywhere. But this is an M1 carbine. This was made to basically replace the 1911, the pistol. It uses a pistol cartridge, that's the size of it. And it used 15-round magazines, which this is. And later in the war, and also between the wars and Korea, they started to use a 30-round magazine, which was a little bit more effective. So the guys liked this better. But the problem in World War II with this weapon, one of the things that soldiers didn't like, it had a tendency to jam. Especially after you reloaded your magazine 4 or 5 times or had it loaded for a month or 2 without using it. And they realized the springs were not strong enough to last. That was a big issue in the 40s and the 30s, was tensile strength on springs. It was very difficult. One of the reasons you didn't have these large capacity magazines back in those days. So to combat that, they realized when these clips or magazines were brand new, they worked a lot better. So they made a lot of them. And these are brand new ones still in the wrapper for World War II. I was able, years ago, I could buy 20 or 30 of these for $5 a piece. The government made literally millions of these magazines. So it's still common to find these still in the original wax paper. So I actually unwrapped a lot. These were actually in the paper. I unwrapped them. But I keep about 10 of these still wrapped up for collector reasons. So
if it was for me, Nick, I'd rather be carrying this one than this one. Just because it seems more versatile.
It is more versatile. You get a little bit higher firepower, and it's half the weight.
Yeah. So
that's a huge reason. So most of this was issued to officers, like artillery, truck drivers, and things. This was cheaper than in 1911. They would have issued these people 1911s, but it was actually probably 1/3 the cost to make one of these than it was to make a 1911. But it's hard to believe they're so big, but that's what it was in World War II money. And but the reason they made so many of these magazines, what I was getting to earlier, is the guys used them one time and throw them away. So they kept bags and bags of these magazines. They would load them up and use them, and when it was spent, instead of keeping it to reload later, they just throw them away.
They chuck it like a pack of butts.
You are
right?
correct, because the springs were crap. So that's unfortunate for these, but fortunate for us collectors. Now we get cool things like, you know, if things are 80 years old, still wrapped in original packaging, that are very inexpensive, because they pretty much stockpiled millions of these after Korea, because they weren't using them. And here is the bayonet that goes with this weapon. And I showed this at one of the other videos. I was showing the knives, so it shows you how this goes on. If I could get it on there, right? I get my finger on there.
Don't cut yourself, Nick.
Well, I'm not going to cut myself, but I might damage your ceiling. Now, I'm doing this without my glasses. That's the problem. I can't see the clip.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. I'll get it eventually. I'm sure this is much easier for the soldiers at the time.
Yeah.
Get in there. There we go. I knew I could do it.
Yeah.
I didn't give up.
You're
So that's a pretty cool weapon. And this ammo pouch was not designed for the buttstock of the rifle. This was an ammo pouch that was put on your belt. A lot of soldiers did this because it was an easy, convenient way to carry the ammo. Mostly, well, they were supposed to go on a belt like this. They went on, here's a typical belt where the soldier would have 3 or 4 pouches to hold his ammunition. So that's a typical setup for a carbine in World War II. And again, at the very end of the war, they had these 30 rounders, but they were mostly used in Korea. Very few were actually issued, because these, I believe they didn't even work right in World War II. And everything here is dated 43 and 42. Every item here has a date on it. The U.S. was very good at dating everything. Let me see, can you see the dates on that one?
Well, yeah, there you go. 1943.
And they're all different manufacturers. Can you see that one too?
Sure. It's a very good camera, Nick.
And to go just back up a little bit, the Garand ammo pouches, this olive drab green was mostly used in the European theater, and the Marines used this color for the South Pacific mostly. And these pouches were used for the Garand, but they were made for the 03 Springfield.
Let me just see the difference again. Yeah, look at that. It's amazing, isn't it? You think it'd be the same thing, but it's not.
They're different companies, different materials, and if you look at these, these 8 rounds fit in there fine, of course, but these pouches also, well, they were made for, and this person didn't cut the last ones. This one, let me see. They were made for the the 03 Springfield. Oh, here it is. This was intact. This is what they did. You would put 5 rounds here, then snap it, and then put 5 rounds there.
Nice.
So these hold 10 rounds in stripper clips for the 03 Springfield or the 1917 rifle that they used in World War I. And the Marines also used them at the beginning of the war. If you watch any of the shows like the Pacific or any movies, you'll see all the Marines in Guadalcanal using 03 Springfields. And then when the next islands they went to, they all had Garands, because they didn't have enough at the beginning of the war. So basically that's the 2 main battle rifles used by the U.S. in World War II. All right. Guys, I forgot to show you one thing. This soldier brought back a musette bag with a souvenir in it that he grabbed on the battlefield. It's a nice little flag with some bullet holes in it.
Yeah, look at that. That's a nice flag, Nicky.
It's a nice souvenir of battle.
Any what's the markings on the side?
It's a Kriegsmarine flag, which I think a lot of flags were.
Yeah, was there a Navy mark or anything?
I don't know. It just says.
No, it says Kriegs flag. Yeah.
And then here's the manufacturer is there.
Yeah, very well-known manufacturer of the Kriegs flag.
It still has the loops on them, which is nice. And these holes, to my experience, are not moth holes. They're actual battle damage holes. So
I love it's in the bag. He grabbed it and jammed it and then brought it back. That's awesome.
So all soldiers like souvenirs, and especially Americans, we were souvenir hounds.
Yeah, you got that.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, well, Nikki, that presentation was fantastic.
Well, thanks for listening.
No, it was really great. And what do we got here? Where's this thing coming from?
Let me see where it's coming from. Shreveport, Louisiana.
Oh, sounds like a good place to lose your money or maybe meet a girl or something. I don't know. Don't cut yourself now, Nick.
All right.
Is that Bob Burns cutter up to snuff?
It's
So this is
perfect.
this is the unboxing we're going into now.
We're in the unboxing. Yeah, we don't have a lot of boxes, but
So you said it's a good place to spend your money or meet a girl, maybe do both at the same time.
yeah, no, that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
All right, this looks very cool.
Ah, look, daggery again. Wow,
All right, that's it.
that's it. Yeah.
Yep, just one thing.
Any note or anything, Nick?
You know what? Maybe, but
We'll have to find
no.
later. I
maybe
guess.
it's wrapped up in here.
Perhaps.
Well, we just have to guess, I guess. But usually the note says, "Send me a
Just
check,"
send a check. Just send me a check.
and then they call in 24 hours. Where's my check? I didn't get it yet.
And they get it and you didn't sign it.
Yeah, you didn't sign it. Yeah. There we go.
Don't tell them that you do that on purpose.
Yeah.
No,
Giving away all our trade secrets.
I
that's-
never did that. I never did that. Good idea, though.
Oh,
please,
several. Look at
Oh,
this.
it's very daggery.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, there's your note.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, there's a note. Yeah.
Want me to remove this or leave it in?
Leave it. Like
Okay.
the contrast, yeah.
Well,
I
let's
thought I
see.
liked that other one. I like this one better.
Yeah, it's got the knot on it and all. Well, let's see what we're looking at here, collectors. Obviously, we have a police bayonet. It's going to be a cut-down version, a municipal, and it has a nice knot on it, although it's a fireman's
It's a
knot.
fireman's knot, yeah.
So I don't know why that would be, but remember, it's fire police, so
Is this considered a trottle?
a trottle, yeah, that's a trottle. Remember, we talked about that in the last video.
I learned a lot
where you
from
see
that. I was very informative.
No, it was
But you-
just little stuff, but
Yeah.
probably a lot of people didn't know that. But this is trottle because of the leather, and it's a municipal bayonet, as I said. Oh,
And there's your cut down, yeah.
it's a cut down. Remember, collectors, if the fuller runs all the way down to the end, we know it was cut down. These blades were 13 inches, and they originally were 17 inches. And the cut down was done when when Himmler organized the police in 1936. So we got some SKO1 or something on there, and let me just look. The camera's not going to be able to get this, but
I'll take your word for it.
yeah, it looks like it matches. Look all right to you, Nikki?
I don't see anything written there.
It's down there a little further than it usually
Oh,
is.
there it is. Yes, that matches
Yeah.
100%. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we have a nice matching police bayonet. Why it has the fire throttle, I don't know, but
Looks like
it's
it's been
obvious
there.
to me. It's
Yeah,
been there
it's
the
been
whole
there.
time.
I think you answered that earlier. You said fire
Yeah.
police.
But I wonder why a fireman would wear a knot on a plate. Well, that was the organization. Maybe he was both. I don't know. But it's a nice bayonet. No problems with it. Looks good to me.
It's good shape.
Good shape, yeah.
Nice
piece.
frog.
Yeah.
It's got that
Yeah.
it's the right amount of wear to it.
Yeah, no markings on the frog, but yeah. See, I mean, you can
They
see
could be
that
right
there.
under the throttle too. I think they're.
No,
I
there's
don't
a
want to
couple
move
of
it.
things.
Yeah.
You move that, it's going to break off.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch that.
You know, the one thing we're talking about, why is a fireman's not? It doesn't matter because it's obviously original to the piece. And so let's see the next piece here. We're looking at a naval, and it has one little problem that I see. Do you see the problem, Nikki?
I see
Well,
two problems.
it's backwards and also.
It's not backwards. The pommel's on backwards, but there's a ring missing.
There's a
Oh,
ring.
that's
You're right,
that's
Al.
obvious.
We see many pommels that are backwards because the grip shrinks.
They shrink and they tighten it,
yeah,
and it's backwards.
They tighten it, yeah. A couple of little dings, but let's see. Looks like it's going to be an Eichhorn. That's the Eichhorn centerpiece is a little bigger than most others, and the Eichhorn Eagle. If it's not Eichhorn, I'm all wet, I guess. But yeah, it's an Eichhorn.
It's a later one.
Later one, 41 over the shoulder, and a plain blade. You know,
I hardly ever see plain blades on navals.
Yeah, they're really they're rare to see that.
They're rare, but nobody wants
Nobody
them.
wants them because there's so many other ones that are prettier.
But at least the grip is intact. There's no cracks in it. Pommel's the right Eichhorn, scabbard's right. So I'll have to see if I have a ring around here. I probably do somewhere, and we'll fix that up.
You can just tell it's late too with the grip and.
Yeah.
We can put on earlier. The wear on the scabbard looks a lot more than the wear on the dagger itself.
Well, it does, and the reason is that when you're wearing this doggone thing, you know, you're holding on to the, you know, because these things are swinging around.
Yeah, man, always got to grab something. We know that.
Yeah.
If it wasn't the dagger, it would have been something else.
Yeah, you're right about that, Nicky. All right, so there we have a naval, and what do we got here? Wow. Look at the length of this thing, huh? And the skinner
he has the skinner.
There.
You very rarely see that.
Look at that beautiful grip, collectors. Look at this grain. Beautiful. I love that on the side. And see how it's worn?
Yeah.
Shows the gold underneath it. All the nuts are there. They're the large to small. That was usually a WKC thing. But we'll see on this. I'm not sure of the period, but it looks imperial to me. But let's see. Oh, wow, nice etch too. Got a big bore here on the first, and
Got a big bore.
I thought you were talking about me.
no offense, no offense. Yeah.
Got a big door here on the right.
No, that's a nice blade. Look how wide it is, too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at that pop over here just to get it. 'Cause I don't think the white's helping me out.
You know what? Let's get rid of this white. You're right. It's hard to focus.
Yeah.
Pick the scabbard up.
Yeah. Yeah, the white distracts from the,
The camera can't focus.
Yeah.
It's in good shape though.
I'm gonna put this in the bag.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I don't know if there's a maker on it. Maybe underneath the
I'll look under the clamshell.
Yeah.
Blade nice on the back too, Ob?
It's fair.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Go ahead and see if they can find a maker under there. I do like the hilt though.
No,
No.
but I think it's a WKC piece.
Did somebody sharpen it? Is that what I'm seeing? No, not really.
No, it's fine.
Let's have a look at the skinner.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do next. See, you got a little age here. This is an imperial piece. This is nice.
Give you some nuts on this skinner.
The nuts are the same. They use the even a smaller nut that's at the bottom. That's a small nut, and that's even smaller. Isn't that cool? Or am I just imagining things?
You're imagining things.
Okay. Too many drinks. Too many drinks.
Or I am.
Oh, it looks like he's skinned something with it too. They sharpened it up a little bit, and the tip's broken off. But still, to have the skinner with it is really a plus.
Well, can I see it?
Oh, sorry,
No,
Al.
we saw it. That was enough.
That's all that counts, right?
Yeah, we saw it. God. What do you want?
Looks like he was using that to eat his lunch with.
Yeah. Well, theoretically, he may have shot something and skinned the thing on the site.
Okay.
It's a nice cutlass, though. It's I mean, it's not something you're going to go broke buying, but it's very nice. really long blade too. That's got to be like a 17-incher or something like that. All right, Nikki, put them away. What do we got next? I think my Habana is about had it, but give it one more shot. Ah, you're a good unboxer, Nick.
That's what you tell all the guys.
Yeah.
Okay, this is from Dearborn, Michigan.
Okay. Have we been to Dearborn, Ob? I don't think so.
Nah, I think that's where they made Pontiacs, isn't it? Or is that
Yeah.
Pontiac, Michigan? It's car country.
Yeah, car country, yeah.
Looking daggery.
Oh. Wow, nothing wrapped around it. How can people
It's just loose in the box.
loose in the box, rattling around?
So maybe that's the worst one, and the rest are all nicer.
Well, the
I'm
beautiful...
going to move this box to the floor. You can discuss
Okay,
that
yeah.
one.
It's really a very, very nice second model Luftwaffe. The pommel is not necessarily Eichhorn, but the scabbard definitely is. And Eichhorn did use generic parts here and there. And the what do you think of that portapee, Nikki? That looks like
It's seen better
original.
days.
Seen better days, but it's original.
Does it look original? It looks a little thinner than usual for some reason.
No, it's okay. It's let's see if it's an Eichhorn piece. Wow, nice blade. A couple spots, but not bad. Well, I was right again. It's a late Eichhorn, and that's the reason why the pommel's not an Eichhorn. They were using up buying some parts. But that's a textbook Eichhorn scabbard. That's a post 41 piece.
Yeah, Nick's right. That does look like a dainty portapee on there.
No, the portapiece, that's always been there. I mean, that's just the way the guy wore it. That's the way it wore it.
He's right.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
It's just thinner than usual.
Yeah, it just seems
that's
thinner.
not. Yeah.
Well, makers made them different cord sizes.
Almost looks like something should be on a government dagger. Those little. thinner
Well,
ones.
yeah, that's the size of the cord on the government dagger.
But the acorn's too big.
Now let's see what we got here. Looks like a K98. Yeah, the finish has kind of been polished off of this, I think. What do you think, Nick? Somebody polished the finish off mostly? I think that's what happened there.
You know what? I think that it looks to me. I've seen this in a lot of metal. It had corrosion on it, and somebody cleaned the corrosion off, and that's what happens to the surface when you're done.
You're right. I see 2715 on the scabbard. Let's see if we got a matching number here. Oh, we're living here, collectors. There you go. 2715 on that too.
Can you put them close together so I can see them? Let's just take it out of the scabbard. I'll get
No,
that.
there you go. You can. I think you can see it there. They are matching.
There you go. Yeah, 2715.
Yeah.
Put that in the pick 4 tonight.
Yep.
It's not in bad shape.
No,
the
the
frog
nice
is-
part is nobody cleaned the
Yeah, the
blade.
blade's
either.
good.
The blade is
Fantastic.
really,
Yeah, that
really
is nice.
Yeah, yeah, it's a nice. Well, it's matching anyhow. The frog is hurting a little bit, but it's still all there. Oh, there's a
Maker mark and everything.
yeah. That's dated 39 or 38, I think. Let's see if the bayonet is dated. 43 CUL. I think CUL is Eichhorn, I think. But I don't see any date on the...
Very few of the makers put that nice blue on the blade.
yeah.
Not
I
even
do.
like from day one. So,
well, it's a decent Eichhorn piece there.
looks like something really interesting was going on with this scabbard that was removed. Like
Yeah.
somebody had pinned a some sort of metal or something on there.
Yeah.
The shape
You're
is
right,
not there. 'Cause
yeah,
I like
yeah.
to see that. Just something
Yeah,
the soldier
it's
put
cool,
on there. Yeah.
Usually the veterans did that, but well, it is what it is. It's not a mint piece, but it's still all right, especially since it's matching. We got an early SA here. Got SA Grupa, and it looks like the scabbard was painted somewhere along the line, and the ball's not in very good condition. Well, let's see. It looks like a pack dagger, but I don't know. We shall see. Yeah, the blade's not bad. Couple age marks, and oh, it's a Hanel. Wow, how about that? Yeah.
Well, that grip kind of explains it being a Hanel.
Yeah, the grip has got
Yeah.
that nice grain to it.
It's a Saxon mark, you said?
Yeah, SA. Well, it's not a. Although the dagger's nice, but the scabbard kind of takes away from it. I question whether this is even the original scabbard to it, but
What do you think of that button? It just looks a little strange to me.
nah, it's all right. It's all right. So this is a dagger collector's. It was made in Seoul. Okay. We got anything else, Nick?
Here's another SA.
All right. Well, here we got. This might be nice. It's in the scabbard backwards, of course. But just looking at it, the cross guards look like they're Eichhorn. The grip looks like an Eichhorn, and the scabbard is actually quite nice. But somebody polished the scabbard and didn't polish the fitting, so it looks a little odd. Well, let's see what it is. Oh, got a good blade. Pretty good blade, anyhow. Somebody cleaned it with something that was a little too abrasive, but yeah, there we go. There's an early Eichhorn, so it's a ground room.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, the ground room. But that's not too bad. The parts are all right. I guess if you wanted to have it better, either clean these guards to match the scabbard, or you wait for the scabbard to age again. But the
I got
scabbard
40
looks
years
right.
with nothing to do.
Yeah, yeah. But at least the trademark's there. Let's see if there's an inspection number on it. No inspection number, but not a bad piece though.
This one looks a little nicer.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. But the scabbard is painted.
Yeah, which makes it late. And,
Yeah, it's not late though. It's
Yeah.
got a Silesia
right.
Grupa on it.
It's a nice scabbard for
Yeah.
still.
Nice blade.
I wonder if it's RZM. It could be a transitional. No.
Yeah, it's a Wusthof.
Replacement
Well,
scabbard.
the fittings are nickel, so it's they're right. Yeah, they're nickel all the way. But the scabbard maybe was repainted during the war. I don't know, but it takes away from it somewhat. But all right, there we
You're
go.
not jumping for joy for these pieces.
No.
Dad.
There's nothing to jump for joy with.
Okay, Bob. I need a Bob Burns.
Need a Bob Burns cutter?
Yeah, I need a Bob Burns.
Bob Burns, gotta take a drink.
All right.
What do you need, Rob?
I need a drink. Just say Bob Burns.
Bob Burns.
It's a code word.
I think we're going to run out of whiskey pretty soon. That Imperial.
I don't think we've ever run out before, but
No, probably.
What do we got here? Where's this coming from, Nick?
Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Oh,
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Alabama.
That sounds like a great place. Mm-hmm. Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Wow.
I think you put an extra letter in there.
Yeah, probably did, yeah. Well,
They really
I
packed
think
this good.
I think that's the town the Garand wedding sort of came out of, if I'm not mistaken.
which one?
No, the original piece. Oh, look at Daggery again. Something in there, I guess.
Two things in here.
Yeah.
Yep. Another one. And hopefully the letter is in one of those because it's not in the
All right.
box. Nothing in here.
It's amazing, isn't it? The amount of stuff that comes in here all the time, you know. Some great, some not so great, but it's
See,
still
you guys are used to that, but
Yeah.
to collectors, this
Yeah.
is like, you know, Christmas morning every time. Because
There
we
you
don't
go.
get to see all the stuff you guys see.
You're lucky.
yeah, right. Bob's right, they're lucky, yeah.
Well,
Wow.
this must be really good because they packaged the living daylights out of it.
There you go.
How about an SS? We need an SS.
It doesn't feel like an SS, but
No.
it's
Let me see if I can use my X-ray vision. It looks like a Red Cross officer to me.
Well, I don't know.
Careful, Nick.
I'm trying to be careful.
What happened to Jack? He ran away. You chased him away, Ob? Ever since Ob got bit, he didn't
Flushed
like
him down the
Jack
toilet.
anymore.
I can't believe you're afraid of that little dog.
I'm not afraid of him. He's going to be really afraid of me. That's what I don't want to have
It's a
happen.
little loose.
No, it's a second mile Luft. Must be Luftwaffe day.
Here we go.
Yeah, wow, nice piece.
Is that a Voos pop?
That's a nice piece.
Does that go with that?
Maybe so, yeah. Looks like a Luftwaffe portapee, but it's in the scabbard backwards as usual, but look at that nice white grip. You know, when you see these grips like this, these are usually 1940 or so, 41, made for pilots. And let's see what we got here. Ah, nice blade, not bad at all.
It's not a Voos ivory, right? Yeah.
No, no. It's just a standard Luftwaffe. Oh, it's a holler, yeah. Scabbard is really nice too. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, nothing wrong with that piece at all. No, that's a nice,
Take a look at it.
nice dagger. Oh, a fighting knife, Nicky?
Nice piece. I like it.
Yeah,
I need one of those for my collection.
that's about the 20th thing you said you need for your collection.
Well, it's apparent I need everything. but I collect the firearms, as you well know. My wife asked me years ago, says, how many guns do you need? And the answer is all of them.
All of them, yeah. Well, let's see what we got here.
It's not a Puma.
No, but it's an original fighting knife. Got to watch these a little bit too. They reproduce these things these days. Oh yeah, this is a good one. A D-Mag. That's a World War I stamping. Very good producer. And look at the condition of the blade. Wow. You know, for a fighting knife, that's really something. And an old arsenal mark there too. This is a very, very good piece.
And the leather's still very good on it. Snap
Yeah.
back and all that.
This is a very, very good piece, collectors.
I see the D-Mag pop.
Yeah. That's You know, you can look at a lot of these. You don't see them in that condition. That's fantastic.
And I was very nervous when that was clipped or snapped.
Yeah.
You shouldn't snap 100-year-old leather.
No.
You should leave it loose.
Yeah, leave it loose.
And you should, but that one's still doing very well.
This is a very, very good piece, collectors. Boy, the blade is incredible.
That's probably the second most wanted one after the Puma. But for World War One.
Boy, that's a nice. That's a nice.
Is this crossguard bent, or is it supposed to be that way?
No, that's the way they are. Yeah, that's the way they are.
Usually, the bent part is on the flat side, so the fighter could tell in the dark which
Maybe
side is
so,
the
yeah.
sharp blade.
But this is for the clearance of the barrel, I guess, isn't it, or whatever?
Well, it's not a bayonet. It doesn't fit anywhere.
That's true.
So I'm not even sure
What's
what
the purpose of it then?
I was going to ask you. I thought you knew.
No, I don't know.
I have no idea why that's there.
Well,
But it definitely looks 100% authentic.
it not only looks it is. That's a real piece.
That is a nice piece.
And with that blade condition, it's extraordinary.
And I think you're right about this Luftwaffe dagger. It deserves a better porter-piece.
Yeah, yeah. It's amazing, you know. The condition of this piece is fantastic, and the porter-piece, boy, he must have been very careful when he wore this thing. But he was also a big strutter. The porter-piece swinging back and forth, but they're nice. I like those.
Okay.
Was that our last box, Nick?
No, one more box.
One more?
Oops.
Well, that scabbard was
What-
nice.
You're going to have to buy that one there.
Was it big? Well, I could get it cheap now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, my plan is coming to fruition.
Where are we going here?
Sondheimer. What is that? Is that Georgia? Is that a G?
I think it's L.A., isn't it?
Is it? No, LA is not a state.
Louisiana?
Louisiana. That's it. It's Sondheimer, Louisiana, most likely. But I can't hear. I'm going to cover the person's address. Could you tell what that is?
That's Louisiana.
All right, Louisiana. Good enough.
It's cursive.
I defer to your expertise.
You still showed the whole thing though, so thanks.
Block it out.
Yeah. Oh, nice letter.
Send me a check.
Yeah. Let's see what it says here. Okay.
Uh-oh, he's going to have that gentleman complaining again because this also looks daggery.
It is jaggery. He says enclosed are
Your favorite.
an SS with vertical.
Oh, good. I was hoping for an SS.
An early SA, a naval, and
I'll take it.
two second Luft daggers. A lot of stuff.
Your
in here,
favorite
guys.
rubber bands are easy to get off.
I like rubber bands. Oh, there's quite a few things in here, Nicky.
Yes, there are.
Yep.
5 pieces.
Wow, we're running late.
That's in a special holder that you
Oh, I
like.
like the bag.
We'll save that for last.
We'll open that up.
Oh, okay.
See what we
Oh, I
got.
thought it was just the rubber bands. They double pack it.
Yeah, double packet.
There you go. That's beautiful.
Wow. Oh, it's more than beautiful. See what I'm looking at here, Nick? The diamond on the crossguard, Alcozo. Alcozo naval daggers are pretty rare.
It's very white. Is that ivory?
No, it just the celluloid hadn't toned, and the condition of the fittings is just outstanding. Oh, and to go along with Alcozo, there's those sleeves in the carrying eyelets. Yeah, this is a killer. Boy, what a beautiful dagger this is! Wow.
After those other navies that were all worn away,
Yeah.
it's nice to see that.
Yeah. Nick, you see the sleeves here in these eyelets? See how that is?
Yeah.
That's an Alcozo thing, and the diamond in the back of the crossguard is Alcozo too. So we should see an Alcozo dagger here, but boy, look at the condition. Wow. Oh, here's another thing. Alcozo was one of the only makers to point. There's a point on the Alcantha sleeves. The other makers rounded it. So this looks like a textbook.
Well, Dad, you're going to have to go back and show everybody what you're talking about. Let's start with the cross guard on the back. You're going too fast.
The cross guard,
Put
if
it
you
towards
notice,
me, please.
it has a the cross guard has a diamond on the reverse. That's normally an Alcozo trademark.
Now, what do you mean by the diamond? 'Cause
Can you see that above the release button? There's
only on Alcozo daggers.
Right. Instead of the anchor on the back, it has a diamond. Secondly, the carrying eyelets have the sleeves coming out of both sides.
Okay.
That's an Alcozo trademark. And the Acantha sleeves are pointy. Can you hold it down there, Nicky?
Sorry about that.
So this should be an Alcozo. If not, I don't know what to say, but it should be.
Okay. Thank you.
Wow. Beautiful blade, sailing ship blade too.
Oh yeah, that's
See
a
the
killer.
sailing ship?
Sure.
This is really nice. I hope it's an Alcozo. Ah yes, we called it right.
Well, if there's one thing we know that you know is naval daggers.
Yeah.
Get that sailing ship properly. Look at that way.
Yeah, that sailing ship is really nice. And what we're looking at too, which is really, really kind of extraordinary, considering this is a well-made piece. It's got the AWS, which was reflective of after 1941, when Alcozo was bought out by the Nazi Party and they changed the name. It was no longer Alexander Koppel, it was Alexander Works. And unfortunately, the two Koppel brothers were sent away, which they didn't survive either. So that's a real killer. Well, these are nice daggers, Nicky.
That is pretty.
Nice daggers. Very, very nice daggers. That's a beauty too.
All right.
Very, very nice pieces.
Sorry, these are very loud.
You're popping off over there,
I'll wait
Nick.
until you're talking next time I do that. There you can unravel.
Wow,
it.
look at this.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that grip. Look at the color and grip powder. It's all a frosted look to it. Wow, that's fantastic.
Almost looks like it's glass.
Yeah, I was going to say the same
Yeah,
thing. It's got that glass look.
But you don't see glass on Luftwaffe,
No, you don't.
but there it is there. Sure looks like it.
Boy, it sure does.
Doesn't that look like glass, Hub?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, look at that scabbard too. I love the scabbard. Look at the bands. Real.
Can't be though. There's never been a glass grip.
There might have
second
been.
model.
Look at those hangers. Wow. Deluxe in every way. Look at those hangers, Nicky. Beautiful.
Fancy schmancy stuff.
Yeah.
All over that.
Yeah. And these look really, really nice. Wow.
It looks like most of the wear was done after the war for people just storing it and wrapping it up and stuff.
Maybe so. And beautiful portapee too.
Yeah. You notice how much thicker these are than that
Yeah.
one we saw before?
Yeah, with this, look, it makes the knot look smaller than they
Yeah.
usually are.
It's a big Luftwaffe day today. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, this is a beauty. That grip is, I don't think I've seen a finer grip than that on a Luftwaffe dagger. See how it's got that glass look to it and all?
Why don't you take the pommel off of it and we'll see what it looks like.
Well, let's first see what the blade is. I'm thinking this maybe will be a pack or something like that. It just is different than what you usually see. Wow. Oh, look at that blade.
That's perfect.
That is plated nickel. That is not a, see there's no grain in it. It's plated. This is a high quality piece. It is pack. How did I know that? Wow.
Lucky guess.
Lucky guess, yeah. This is a real prize. And that grip, I think Ob is right. Let's just take a look at, we can, that's so tight. I don't think I want to really
Don't
take
turn
it
it
off.
the wrong way.
No, I'm not going to take it off, but I think that grip is a glass
Special order.
special order. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Let's just take a look at it. Boy, that grip is sensational.
It'd be one of a kind. I mean,
Yeah, it is a glass grip too. Look at that on the top and all. See that? There's no there's nothing inside. There's no wood inside. There's no plaster inside. That is a true glass grip. I don't ever remember seeing a Luftwaffe with a true glass grip.
It's probably a fake. I'll take it off your hands for a couple $100.
let me see. Let me take a look at it, Pop.
This is a tremendous dagger. It's only a Luftwaffe, but it is really tremendous.
When you were saying earlier that this was like made for pilots,
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought that any flight crew could wear the second model look. It was for officers?
Only with a certain rank. You had to be a top sergeant. And
Like an NCO, like a big...
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Because I've seen
regular
enlisted men
couldn't-
wearing these daggers
you
during
will,
the war.
but they're all top sergeants, and a lot of times they're guys that could fly, too.
Okay.
You know, there's nice crosswinners that were top sergeants in the Luftwaffe.
I think a lot of Stuttgart pilots were NCOs. They trained how to do those dive bombing.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's
this-
Siegfried Waffen
Yeah, pack. Oh, this is a tremendous dagger.
with
Wow.
Porta P and hangers. Yeah, it's nice.
And that logo is a beautiful logo.
Yeah, the Siegfried
Yeah, yeah.
Waffen. Boy, what a... Look at the Porta P, too. It's tremendous. The scabbard, this is pack. That's how I knew it was a pack by the bands. They're bigger than most... and also pack, they put the screws lower down in the throat. You can see that a mile away, too. See how low they are?
And what you're saying is so much easier. Look at the bands. Look at the difference in the size of those bands.
They're
compared.
huge. Huge. Absolutely huge.
And completely different style and everything.
Take the dagger out a little bit and you'll see where the screws are. See what I'm saying? There's the screw, the location there, and see the location here? They're lower.
And that's a different type of screw here. That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
real dome head.
yeah.
And so this is, wow. I mean, it's hard to get excited over a Luftwaffe dagger, but that's, if you're collecting Lufts, boy, you'll never get
That's
one
a good
better
one.
than
Do you
that.
think it's glass, though? Do you think it's glass?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Wow.
It's with that piece you just looked at, it's totally different from the celluloid
Yeah,
ones.
that's a, and the hangers are spectacular too.
Did that rubber band come with it?
Hey,
Oh, there
Jack,
he is.
hey Jack, you gonna bite us or
Yeah, the
what?
killer.
These rubber bands were period wear.
Yeah, right. You like this Luftwaffe, Jack? You wanna look at it?
Oh, jeez.
Don't take
do
it
that.
upstairs with them. Don't let them bite that Porta P.
Well, there's some really nice things here.
Yes,
Is that
there are.
it, or?
No, there's two more.
Oh, wow.
This one, I didn't look at it yet, but it feels nice. It feels like something cool in
These
here.
are exceptional.
Yeah, those are nice
everyone.
pieces.
And the Alcozo naval too. I mean,
This
boy.
collector knows what he's doing. I like that.
Yeah, he sure does. Oh wow, this is nice too. Lovely. Look at that. Early SA. Beautiful original hanger with the nickel. I call it the snout nose clip, and the anodizing is beautiful. Never been cleaned. That nice dull patina. I love that. We got a group of WM, and he put his ED, is that his initials or something like that?
That's a weird symbol, like a circle with two lines through it. I don't know whether that's just. You
Yeah.
take a look at that
Let
with
me
the
take a
camera.
look at it.
Beautiful SA though.
It's a nice,
Yeah.
early one.
Yeah.
You know, it's typical wear on it.
Untouched.
I think it's EB. It's the Ava Braun essay.
Yeah. Oh, that's my story, and you're sticking with it. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Let's just look at the tang nut ones too. I love it. Never been off. Never been apart.
Yeah, there's no scratch. Not recently, anyway. Not in the
No.
past 70, 80 years.
No. Let's see what we got here. Oh, killer blade. Wow, look at that blade.
Oh, that's nice motto.
Man, is
Absolutely mint. With that deep
Yeah.
dark color in the letter
probably
background.
that Anton, no, not Anton.
Winging?
Who's the anchor? Who's got the anchor?
The Bruder Heller.
Yeah, if they're dark like that.
No, look at that. Ed Oliger. You don't see that much. That's a rare.
Don't see it much.
Rare
I've never
maker.
seen it. I've never seen
That's a
that.
rare.
I've never seen that either.
This is,
You don't see it much. I don't know. Tell me one other
This,
time you've seen that.
He's like, yeah, I saw it back in '74. You know?
Yeah.
this guy really knows what
Good
he's
stuff,
doing.
yeah.
Every one of them is.
At first glance, this doesn't look that special, but then you
But
take
it
a closer
is.
look.
No,
it is. Look, it
It's
still has the gilding on
Oh,
it.
it's the condition is.
That's a great dagger. That's a rare dagger and in great shape. Man.
Is that like 9 or
Blade.
10 on the scale? Or
Yeah, I
you're-
would say so.
I have to look up Oliger. They're probably an 8 or 9 anyhow.
If you go
Look
by,
at the
if you go
trademark.
by that scale, yeah.
The trademark is a hand holding up like a mug or
I think
something.
it's a battery, actually. That's what it looks like to me.
A battery?
Yeah, it looks like a battery to me.
No, it's not a battery.
I have no idea what that is.
Maybe it is a
See,
battery.
we got 3 different. I think it's a battery.
I don't have a clue. I couldn't even guess what that is.
Oh, it's an Ed Olinger. You didn't know that, Pop?
Yeah, I got 3 of those in my collection. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I do know, though, is if you're collecting essays, that is
Yeah,
really
that's a great piece.
and it's got the original hanger. The anodizing is great.
How's the button? I mean, not the button. The shape. The ball.
Fine,
Yeah.
never dropped. No, it's got everything.
That's mint. That's a nice dagger right there.
Well, I don't know this man, but what I do know is he knows something about daggers. He's like you, Nicky, only buying the best.
That's why I can only buy 2 or 3 a year. That's all I can afford.
No,
This is a nice piece. I would be proud to add that to my
Oh yeah,
collection.
that's a real winner.
All right, let's see what this is. You could do
Oh,
the
you still got more?
That's one more. I
like
remember
the-
they mentioned that.
You like the
certain-
bag there?
That
Dad?
certain thing with a vertical hanger.
Oh, that, yeah.
There
You
it
like
is.
the
I hope
bag?
that's it.
You like the bag?
You're saying we might see something with a couple of S's on
I
it?
believe so. Something to match your cufflinks from the last episode.
Ooh. Wow.
No, you know what? Don't show that. I'm going to put that right in my bag. I'll write you a check. No, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Something like that.
We don't want to show it to the guys?
I'm only joking, of course. Go ahead. You can show it to them.
I'm not taking your check, so we'll have to show it to them.
What, just because the last one bounced? It was an accident, I swear.
No.
Martin and Lewis over here.
Well, it's a very nice. There's a little surface chip there in the grip.
It's
But
been
it's
there,
not.
done that.
A little surface chip there, but there, those surface chips I don't mind. It's a big chunk out of it. That's something else. Look at that vertical. That is a real early vertical with the A and the DRGM, still in good condition. The buckle's a little unusual.
Yeah, I never saw
Yeah.
that before. Usually
Yeah.
they're oval.
It's a little unusual. They're not oval, they're square, but not like that.
What do you got there, Pop? What is that?
I don't know. We're going to see. And the scabbard paint is absolutely original. The lower ball's good. Maybe just
A little bit of a ding there.
Yeah. And look at the belt loop and all too. Looks like it all goes together too, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is got some grain in the grip too. Isn't that nice? You don't see that much on SS grip. See that grain?
If the grip was in better shape, that grain would look a lot nicer.
Yeah.
It's all a little beat up. But it's still
Let's see
nice.
what we got here. Well, looks okay. What do you think? It looks a little polished up.
Somebody's been
or-
wiping it a lot.
Yeah,
They
somebody's
do with a
wiping it, yeah.
a rough cloth. They've been wiping it.
Yeah, but the blackening's still all on the motto. Well, we'll see who the maker is. You ready, guys? Here we go. I don't have a guess on this one. I don't have a guess. Oh. It's an real early first production RZM, 18836. You don't see them often at all.
What's he doing over
So it
He's
was,
got a plastic bag. He's fine. I'm checking to make sure he's not doing anything bad.
Not running away with something?
No, it's just an empty bag.
You'll see, collectors, that there's no district number here, so this dagger was made after the initial production, but it was still made early. It's got a 36 date on it. The fittings are all nickel throughout, and that's why it has a painted scabbard too instead of an anodized scabbard. This piece is 100% original.
I'd say it's a pretty rare piece too, Pop, huh? You
It is a rare piece.
Yeah.
It's a very rare piece for guys collecting SS types. That's a really tough
You're right.
one.
There is a lot of green in that.
Oh yeah,
that's worn away, but it's all underneath. It's great.
No, it's a very, very decent.
No
SS
numbers on
dagger.
that, baby.
Oh, good idea, but no numbers.
Like 36, they weren't putting numbers on, were they?
Well, some
You never
guys
know.
just did it themselves.
Yeah.
For the most part. So that's
That's a nice collection.
a very nice collection, and the SS is nice too. I like it.
Got
Not
some
mint,
great
it's
daggers,
nice. Yeah. So there you go, guys. I think after we put this away, we got one more piece to show, and then we'll be out of here. We got one more thing, Nikki, that I think might be the what do we call it, Rob?
A Larry.
The Larry.
Boy, that's a hell of a piece, isn't it?
Isn't that fantastic?
What do you have here, Pop?
Well, we're not really sure, but we think this could be a Schoenbaum eagle, but it's awfully heavy. I don't know, if, with the weight of it, whether it could be carried as a Schoenbaum. Hey, Jack. Yeah, you enjoying this, are you, buddy?
Jack wants to say it too.
Yeah, you want to see it, Jack? Don't bite Nicky, Jack.
He's not going to bite me.
Yeah, okay.
He's my buddy.
Yeah. So this eagle is fantastic, and what we have here is kind of trench art. Isn't that what you would call it?
Yeah, is that a 40 millimeter shell or something?
I don't know. You're the expert on artillery. I don't know.
It looks like a 40 millimeter.
It's just screwed on the top.
What a
here.
great piece, though.
Show you the back too, collectors.
That's definitely a Schoenbaum eagle.
I don't know, but what an incredible piece to highlight your collection. What do you think, Jack? You think it's neat?
Jack likes it.
You like it, Jack? Yeah.
Does the eagle come off of the artillery shell?
Yeah,
Pop?
just screws off.
Yeah, look at that.
Screws off like that. But it's a perfect display piece to just if you got your collection laid out and you got that in the background, it's going to make a nice highlight to it.
Yeah, that's
I
great.
think it's great. And that was another one of the Union Show deals, so we did okay. So with that, collectors, I got to say thanks to Nikki.
Yeah, thanks for coming out, Nick.
Thank you for
Thanks for
coming.
having me. Thanks for
It
seeing
was
some of my
very,
neat stuff.
I think the collectors really enjoyed everything.
I brought more stuff, but we went too long. Next time I'll show you some rifles.
Yeah, I think we went a couple hours, so that's probably enough.
Yeah, we
But
save some for. I have a reason to come back now.
We
Yeah,
ran
yeah,
we
right.
ran out of booze, so we got to keep.
that's what it is. Yeah. So we'll end it up. You want to say goodbye to the collectors? So I don't have to do it.
Goodbye, collectors, and come back next week, and we'll have even better stuff, hopefully.
Right.
Right?
And if you got any questions or whatever, email us or give us a call, and I'll give you Nikki's number if you want to call him.
Oh, real quick, do you mind if I show that thing? I apologize, but I was talking to Tom earlier about collecting and organizing things, and I have ideas on edge weapon collecting.
Yeah,
real
you
quick,
wanna show
real
it?
quick.
Okay, not too long. I don't want these guys falling asleep on us, but
All right.
well, they say they like long videos, so this is long, I guess.
I
What do you
was-
got here, Nikki?
I'm a coin collector, so I like to have organized things. This is what I call a hot 25. to do a basic collection of edge weapons of the Third Reich, and this is like a basic collection, and you can, you know, use this as a checklist to fill these out. So you wouldn't want a government official and a diplomat, so you would just get one because they're very expensive. Right. And for bayonets, any bayonet, an edge bayonet, a police bayonet, a K98,
just as a
representation. Yeah. So and you could fill this out, and you could keep track of all your accoutrements and how much you paid for them, the total cost, and what you think the estimate is. And you could leave this for, say, your heirs. I was talking to Tom about there's a lot of things that I own that I'm never going to sell, that it'll be up to my family to sell after I'm gone. And things like this will help them.
I'll show up when you get the death notice.
All right, well, I would say the same thing about you, but we won't go there. There's a few things in your collection I'm going to talk to Rob about. Yeah. And here's just a quick, this is my basic collection of the Hot 25, showing you, you know, how you, no, I'm sorry, that's not it. This is it. That was my edge weapon. This is the Hot 25. And this shows you how I do it. I fill it in with the colors to represent what I have. And these 2 blank spots are 2 empty holes for my naval dagger, and my NCO sword needs a hanger, a teardrop hanger, and I need hangers for that. But I have all the accoutrements for all the other items. You can see them listed. Where it's blank, there is no accoutrement. Some daggers don't take porta-pies and other things. So it's only when available.
It's a good idea to organize it like that. I like that.
And then you can see like what the date you bought it, what you paid total, and what your estimate is of what it is. That might help your family out after you're gone. Because I know a lot of collectors are like us, to where we're not going to part with these things ever. Yeah. So it's going to be up to our families to sell these things after we're gone.
Not a yard sale price.
No, you want to give them an idea, because they don't care about that. Yeah. And then when you're done with the Hot 25, you can graduate to what I call the Top 75, which is a full, like a very in-depth collection. And then also you can add honor daggers and high leader daggers to this and get to 100 pieces. And I'm going to call that, respectfully, the Whitman 100 for the top collectors in the world. It's like a collection that you'll never actually complete, but it might be fun to try. So it will cost you a lot of money.
38 up here. Is there more that goes on to that?
Well, this other 75 is 2 rows.
Okay, I didn't see that. Yeah. Well, that's the kind of thing where you start out, this is what I want to someday. Yeah. You know, if you're a serious collector. And
if you had a lot of money and time, it would be very difficult to get all of these pieces. So it's like a lifelong thing to do. You're never going to get bored of collecting, because you always have something to collect.
And I think I should stress, if you start out doing something like this, don't you want to get the best condition that you can?
Absolutely. Well, I also talked to Tom about, I've been collecting my whole life, and I had a lot of stuff. And most of it was like little odds and ends, things that don't add up to much money. I've been selling most of that and then consolidating my collection, and now that I'm older, into nicer pieces, like the things you see in this collection. Right. So when the time comes, my family, my wife and my kids will be able to sell it easily.
That's good.
It'll be things that are in demand. Yeah. They won't have to struggle and do things like that.
That's a great thing, Nick.
So if anyone's interested in this, I have the Excel spreadsheets of this. They're just very small files. I could actually give copies of them to Tom, and he can send them out if he wants. Or my email is, I'm afraid to say it, but nickcapo@comcast.net. And if you want, I could send you blank sheets.
Nick, C-A-P-O?
NICKCAPO @comcast.net.
Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure, sir.
Yeah, thanks for coming out, Nick. Always a pleasure.
Well,
Thank you for your service. I know you're a Marine, so.
Former Marine.
Yep.
You're once a Marine.
Never a former.
Well,
never a former.
Never an ex-Marine.
Right, that's it, yeah.
All right, guys, have a good one. Thanks.
Thank you, and thanks for coming.
Again, it's great.
All
right.
Oh, jeez.